to get started to see which one can be the most retarded. Tinfoil haters, it's time to start the show. Tinfoil haters, it's time to start the show. Tinfoil haters, don't tell them what to say. Tinfoil haters are here to save the day. And Sammy are about to get started to see which one can be the most retarded. Tinfoil haters, it's time to start the show. Tinfoil haters, it's time to start the show.
Welcome back to Tinfoil Haters. How are all you vital idols doing? Is that time, baby? Is that time? The 1 year anniversary of the show. Actually, not quite. Not quite. We're lying to you a little bit. There's a conspiracy theory all on its own. The 1 year anniversary was actually October 8th, and we did a show October, I believe, 9th, like a day later, because that's what Tuesday fell on. But with it being October, we wanted to just celebrate the month-long Halloween, which we kind of failed at because I had to skip last week because I had some major real life emergency shit go down. That sucked. But here we are, the 1 year anniversary, 1 year of doing Tinfoil Haters. And so this is gonna be a little bit of a different show. We're gonna be doing a bit of an AMA for all of us here on the panel. We're going to talk about upcoming future projects, maybe take a look back at the first year of TFH and sort of the things we covered, what we liked, what we didn't like, what we hope to improve upon. So really there's no rhyme or reason or structure. This is just all about you guys and celebrating the past, looking forward to the future, and interacting with the chat for everything that's been Tinfoil Haters in the last year, which started off as just sort of a side thing on the channel that I wanted to do as a sort of break away from the common nerd culture and political propaganda. And Sammy and I sort of came up with the idea together, and it's become its own thing that now is no longer a side thing, but just literally one of the main portions of Words of Paradise, and then in collaboration with Sammy 3Pete and Nastinavir. So this is gonna be awesome. But before I drone on too terribly long, Sammy, my co-host, my partner in crime, tell the people who you are and what you do.
I'm Sammy 3P. I'm a Detroit-based musician, and sometimes I make YouTube videos, so you should check that out. Just broke 400 yesterday, so almost there. Starting the slow march to 500, and then as soon as we get there, we'll go onward and upward. But yes, 1 year. It's been a lot of fun. I remember when you and I were first talking about this, getting excited in the chat, and it's since become one of the highlights of my week is just just talking with my buddies about weird shit. So
I couldn't agree more. And then we started this October last year. In December, I met Sinavir by complete accident, arguing about Lord of the Rings on X, and then
War of the Rohirrim.
War of the Rohirrim. Yeah, you're right. Not Lord of the Rings. War of the Rohirrim. And at some point after that, we had her on as a one-time guest, and was like, "Yo, why don't you become a permanent co-host with us?" And so Cindy, tell the people who you are, what you do, in the whole nine.
Oh my gosh, I'm a friend of the channel, as Sammy likes to say. I love hanging out with y'all every Tuesday. Well, hell, every Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. And I just really enjoy being with all you guys, talking conspiracies, having a good time, getting to actually be nerdy and being like, I like my ghosts. So yeah, I'm so happy. Congratulations on 1 year.
Thank you very much.
let's blew by.
Go for it.
Yes.
I said blew by. I was like, when you said you're like, hey, I got to talk to you about the show, and I was like, ah, shit, he wants to reschedule it or something. He's like, you believe it's been a year? I was like, oh, no.
I didn't know what, and there's things I didn't know it had been a year either. I figured the 1 year was coming up, and I was like, when did we start this? And I looked it up. I was like, oh, Oh, the 1 year anniversary was like yesterday or something. I just
That's
happened to
crazy.
think about it. I know we've got to be around the year mark sometime soon. Didn't realize that it was literally like I looked up, it was the next day. I was like, oh, our 1 year anniversary was yesterday. We have to celebrate, but we already had plans to do the month-long Halloween event.
Yeah.
Speaking of, yeah, for those of you, watching and whatnot, that was great. Starting next week, we're going to be getting back to doing more non-supernatural based stuff. Obviously, we're going to continue peppering supernatural stuff in there and whatnot, but I don't know about you, Sammy and Cindy. I personally love focusing on more the government conspiracy theories and UFOs and things to that effect while peppering in the supernatural stuff, because I think that the supernatural stuff is harder to prove, whereas the government and the sort of more grounded real life backdoor deal stuff is all more interesting, more plausible, a lot of things like that. So that's just me.
There's less of a shortage of it.
That's true.
You know, with everything about yeah, no, if I see one more fucking Bigfoot video, um that we have to immediately disprove. No, but it is fun diving into the supernatural. But yeah, I like doing this, and I also like the historical deep dives where we'll do that too. I think we got a good balance. We really started finding our stride after like the first couple
Yeah,
episodes.
that first fucking episode was rough. That first episode was rough, and we're gonna pull that up and look at some highlights and whatnot. Because holy shit, like that first episode wasn't very good. Before we get into any of that, we got some pre-stream legends as well as some vital items to acknowledge. Jake Martin, member of the channel for 12 months, 1 year at Tinfoil Haters, 1 year of membership. There are no accidents. Triple tinfoil hat emoji. Shout out Jake Martin. Then coming in hot with a 20 banger. Congratulations on a year, Leon, trusted panelists, Sammy, and Cinny. Thank you so much, dude. You didn't need to. You did. It is truly appreciated. And I mean, you know exactly what this gets.
Chip, you know what? You just made the list.
Oh, no. Oh, here we go.
And then we need to come up with an act. You know what? This is like the show that you tune into the most. I'm going to make a different clip for you. I'm going to make a Tinfoil Hater specific clip for our boy Jake. Yeah, I think you've earned that as like being just the biggest advocate for this show pretty much ever since the beginning. So I think we're gonna need to find some work on that. And then Granola Grin coming in with a 2-banger for the Tinfoil Bodysuit Collection modeling stream. That is fantastic. You know, maybe we can find a way to get something like that in the works. I truly appreciate it, man. This is absolutely for you.
I'd fuck one of the robot dogs.
That future might be coming. We'll see. So we got Dokemon in the house. Shout out Dokemon. Philip Morgan is here. Enzo, time is a flat gay circle. Bobby Blankenson says Peruvian face peelers. Wire to Bly, aka Wheels. Generally used review. Watcher X in the house. Paul Byersmith, the IRL Bessie. Again, shout out Jake Martin. Thank you so much, brother. The true Aztec warrior is here. Gal Carrimon dropping the double tinfoil hats. You'll love to see it. Who else? We got the Stream Elements bot doing its thing. Ryan stopped by to like the stream. Thank you so much, Ryan. Of course, Cindy will be talking with you guys in the chat as well. CFH90, the OG cowboy from hell. Demon Carols as well. Here we are. You'll love to see us. Shout out to Demon Carol. Little Miss Anonymous coming in saying, "Yowdy, y'all. How you doing, LMA?" Let's see. Again, Granola Grand, thank you so much. EB, everyone would talk with buddies about weird shit. Absolutely. That's what this is. Jam Lama says, fuck yes. Shout out to our boy Jamma Lama out there in the chat. Mage Wolf is here. Shout out to Mage Wolf. Let's see. Is there anybody else? Just keep scrolling. We got Daxon, our best mod in the whole damn land. I don't know if I skipped you or not, but I feel like I hadn't said it yet, which is just a crime. All righty. What was that?
I said it is. It's a crime. It's a little cutie. You can't ignore that.
We got Zach's in here. Zach's one of the. I mean, yeah, he was a guest a while ago. We'll probably talk about
that was the what is
Yakub.
it? The Yakub.
Landers, hi everyone. This is my favorite out of all of my watch. Well, doesn't that make me feel good and happy and warm and fuzzy in my inside feely parts? Same 3 people talking to you guys in the chat as well. Fat Roller says, "Oh shit, son." You love to see it. Yep, Sammy also watches on Kick. We are on Kick. We simulcast the YouTube Kick and X. Gas Station Burrito, hail to you, good sir. Old Man Cad is in the business. And I think that might be. Oh no, Bridget. Welcome, Bridget. Nice to see you. Yo, Old Man Cad, you absolute legend, coming in with 10 words of paradise gift and membership. Shout out. Thank you so much. 10 gifties. You know what? I think that is warranting of a new and rather fun clip.
Like, I don't think humans were meant to see sissy hypno inflation compilations.
But hey, by the way, did you know that I suck dick as a man? I lick the ass of other men. But really quick, I lick the balls of a man.
Sissy Hypno, baby. Sissy Hypno. Obi Dean is in the house. Shout out. How you doing, Obi Dean? You love to see it. And let's see that. Noise Pollution is here. A lot of y'all showing up for this 1-year anniversary show. Thank you so much. Well, speaking of the anniversary, so like I said, we're going to do a few things. I think we're going to start with a look back at some of our, well, I'd say greatest hits, but really we're kind of like one-hit wonders, maybe. We've only had, like, in my opinion, only one of these shows like blew up and did some real numbers, but it was some of our favorite episodes as well as our history. Shout out Creamage, how you doing? After we look back at, take a look at the past AVGN style, we'll talk about what's coming up in the future, and then we'll probably end the show with an AMA. And the AMA obviously can be anything, whether it be regarding us, within reason, obviously certain personal stuff. We ain't going to give no addresses, mother's maiden name, shit like that. But whether it be things that we believe, whether it be about the show, whether it be about other stuff, just, you want to know more about conspiracies, our thoughts on them, who our favorite fucking Batman character is, whatever it may be. But yeah, we'll round out the show with that. But before anything, let's take a look at episode 1 of Tinfoil Haters. Sammy, do you remember what this episode was covering?
It was the Hammer of Witches, the
Malleus Maleficaris,
yeah.
or however the fuck you pronounce that. The book, and you refer to the guy. Let's see if we can find it. Hold on one moment here.
No.
Do we even have an intro back then?
Oh,
I don't think
he was the first incel.
Yes, he was the first incel. I don't even remember how this episode went. I don't think we had an intro.
I don't know.
We just went right into it. And go. Here we are. First episode.
We're here.
We are. Tinfoil Haters. Wow, we don't have an intro. We have nothing. We just You can tell out the gate we are struggle busting in this first episode.
No. We're
feeling,
here
Sammy?
and we're on time.
No, what are you
on
talking
time. We're
about?
accidentally on time.
You guys
Yeah.
are excited.
I thought we were starting another hour because time zones are a thing.
Oh, that's right.
Our very first episode, we didn't even do it properly because me and Sammy didn't realize that despite both living in the Midwest, we were in different time zones. So I was like, let's start the show at 7. And Sammy was like, okay, let's do it. 7 for him is 6 for me. And so I show up like an hour. I show up and was like, yo, what are we doing here? Why am I the only one here? Or maybe it was like, oh, we didn't even realize. So yeah, we got off to a rough start.
Yeah. So that was also just before the show started. We didn't even have time to all right, I think we should start discussing it like this, or go. It was like, no, fuck, we gotta go. And then
yeah.
So we're both kind of looking like, hi, we're on time.
Thing that I don't understand.
Yeah, I'm glad that I was just like, hey, link. Is there any
Yes, I was gonna send you the link like 30 minutes in advance, and so I'm like, yeah, I'll send you the link at 7:30 my time.
Yep.
Thank you very much for keeping me honest, Sammy boy. I love your shirt, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, what were we talking about? Let's see when we get into the actual content.
I'm pretty sure the Salem trials didn't. Yes. What else is a woman but a foe to friendship, a necessary evil, a natural temptation? So, like, this is the type of shit that we're dealing with here.
That was from the book, or that was from Reddit? Where did you pull that? Or
No,
from
that's from
4chan?
the book. Yeah, no, exactly. No, I was gonna say I'm positive there's plenty of Reddit pages.
And the problem with this show is that we had no format, so we get to like the hour mark. I fucking love Event Horizon. And we just start talking about movies and shit. We had ran out of, we didn't do our proper research, we didn't do the deep dive, we had no structure. So like an hour in, we're like, we've covered everything about this. But live streams aren't supposed to be only 1 hour long. And so we just started talking about fucking movies.
Yep. whatever. It was still fun, but yeah, no, that that went off without a hitch. I would say. I would say it was perfect.
Let's see. So that was our very first episode. Let's scroll through here and see if there's just any highlights we want to pick out. Oh wow, we're gonna be scrolling for a minute. You have to bear with me. All right, Cindy, riff for a bit. Tell everybody how much you love. What's your favorite conspiracy?
Dude,
Let us
if you
know.
go
Probably
if you
AMA.
go on my page, I have a Tinfoil Haters playlist.
You do? You
Oh
fucking
wow.
legend.
My
I've
favorite
been saying
conspiracy.
I actually don't answer that, just in case someone
Okay.
asks in the anime. I don't know why I typed in Stupinzo and
I
not
was
Sammy.
gonna say-
You know what? It's been a year and things haven't changed. I'm still terrible at this. We'll stop sharing for a moment. And
that was but that was a highlight episode though too. We got to get him back on for Q again. That
QAnon
was,
Part 2, yeah.
yeah.
There was so much in that. Just that first QAnon episode we did, and we still didn't cover everything. Okay, here we go. I'm on your channel, playlists, TFH. Oh, there's some missing. It says there's only 29 episodes on here.
Well, it's probably today, right?
No, because this is episode 35.
Oh.
Oh, well, I'll have to go in and read that out.
Nah, that's all right. All right. So after that, we did. Was Ancient Alien Theory?
Yeah, Ancient
really
Astronaut.
episode 2? Yeah, Ancient Astronaut. Yep. Oh, and this was the first episode where we actually had an intro. Okay, so I guess we started getting semi-professional out the gate. Here we go.
Aww.
And we're gonna
Dude,
need to go for it. Go for it.
I remember being so fucking excited. I was like, dude, I was like messing around on soon. I was like, I already wrote the lyrics down, and then and I was like, make it like a 90s sitcom, and it spit this back to me, and I was like, this is perfect. I was like, dude, just let me run with this. I have like this strange idea, and then I sent it to you, and you're like, dude, I was like, he's either gonna love it or he's gonna hate it, and he's like, that is so surreal.
So apparently, I didn't remember this. Our very first guest on the channel of all time was the Gourd King.
Talk about this subject, and
Oh
I'm
yeah,
glad that we got an intro now. That's cool.
Dude, the intro you put together is so unhinged. I love it. Great work on that, dude. That was so much fun. But to tackle such a subject as human infused alien DNA, and that's how we got our start walking upright, we're gonna need someone of superior class and a wealth of knowledge. So for our very first guest ever on the show, the Gourd King. Tell people who you are and what you do.
Hello, I am the Gourd King, aka tonight. You can call me Pepe Pumpkin. I have not smoked nearly enough ever to feel up to snuff with our two current hosts, especially after that intro. But while I may not be a big believer in aliens and whatnot, I still love alien fiction and whatnot. I've actually been playing Mass.
What
Do
a
you
legend
not
this man is.
believe in aliens when you're talking pumpkin?
that's a good
Well, I
point.
mean, so we actually dig into this. It's very interesting because Gourd he's not shy about the fact that he's a very deeply religious individual,
He is.
and because of that, he's like, yeah, I totes. There's no evidence of it in terms of like anything biblical, and so it was a very interesting discussion from the idea of like looking at the idea of ancient aliens through the biblical lens, because that's what a lot of people do. You got the Anunnaki, and frankly, we debunked the hell out of this one. We debunked the hell out of this.
Yeah, we do.
Here first, folks. Gourd King, true believer.
Yeah.
So we already have a bit of a dialogue in the chat. Are humans so special? They're the only species in the galaxy or universe with intellect. And then Dax and R says, nah, no way. The universe is too big. The variables make an Earth large-like planet. Have to repeat at some point. Now, you guys are both sort of correct. So,
Yeah.
Can I
let's just
make
start off talking
a
about-
slight counter to that right?
Oh, I thought it was Sammy about to say something in this chat. This is gonna be very difficult because I thought Sammy was talking. No, it's this.
I
This
mean,
is gonna
like,
be difficult.
I've
No, go for it. 'Cause I was gonna counter as
for it.
well. But go.
often my counter to that is I was like, well, there's about 10 million or so species on this planet, and we are so special that we're pretty much the only one there. we're pretty much the only species that is even capable of dominating the planet the way we do. So That would.
Yeah, again, very great. Next week we had Moxie on for Urban Legends, but this right here I feel like was our first true blue good episode, and it was with ABF episode 4. We talked dead internet theory.
Oh yeah.
Oh, wow.
This was the first one we covered that I truly believe in, and I still believe in to this day. I don't know about you, like because cryptids and urban legends. We talked about like the Hook Man and whatnot. Ancient aliens we debunked. Maleficarium. There's no real conspiracy there. We were just going over like the history of the first like witchcraft book. But this was a great episode. Let's just
this one blew my mind. And actually, if I have my camera on at the end, you should like turn it on because I'm pretty sure like my head was like blown. Like I was because I had known about
dead internet theory when we covered this.
What?
Were you not super familiar with dead internet theory when we covered this?
I didn't realize that it went as deep as that, and then all the stuff that you were showing, like like backing up the notes and stuff, and I was like, oh yeah, no, I totally fucking believe this now. Like this is there's no question. Like I truly believe in dead internet theory ever since this episode.
When we started the show, this was one of the good like conspiracies I wanted to cover out the gate. And so when we hit up ABF, it was like, hey, is there any conspiracy that you're a fan of that you believe in that you want to do? He goes, dead internet theory. I was like, yes, because this is one of the ones I wanted to do from the beginning. And ABF was very knowledgeable on the subject. He sent me a bunch of notes. It was great.
This and that. I'm going to tell my friends so that they make videos too. And that's what primed the pump to get TikTok going. Okay. So
Kick did something very similar. When you start streaming on Kick, it will automatically bot your stream with 5 viewers. That way you feel like, oh, I'm a new streamer and I've already got people watching me. Well, now I'm going to need to keep streaming and build that audience. You got nobody fucking watching you. You have, I mean, maybe you told a buddy and they're watching, so instead you have 6 viewers. But no, you automatically on Kick, at least the way Kick first started.
Do they still do that?
But to my knowledge, I don't see a change so far. Now, point number 3 is similar to point 2. The same news story is constantly showing up. So this goes beyond images, goes beyond memes. Same news story showing up. It's not the literal same, but it's in the same vein. Again, we talked about the murder hornets, or another one that I wrote down that I'd forgotten until now. The same diet trends. I noticed that one like every few years. Like, oh,
I feel like ABF's lost some weight.
Well, he did for a while. He lost a lot of weight. Now that he's engaged and eating all of Jessica's homemade baking all the time, we're worried he's going to gain it back.
It happens.
Hey, a woman who can cook.
Buick has been associated with old people for the longest time.
Oh yeah, that's where I come
they want
insisting that the new Buick
rebrand and make it.
Make it hip and new.
Yeah,
but it looks like the Monster Energy drink.
New ad that I've seen the last couple years is when Folgers tried to rebrand, and they're like, "We're not your car." And they're obviously marketing to hipsters, and they're like, allow us to reintroduce ourselves. And of course, they had to play that. I don't give a damn about my reputation. I was like, you guys realize that song is like 40 years old, right? It was like if we're trying to hit a new market, maybe
they used a 40-year-old song. This ain't your daddy's cup of coffee. It's like obviously it is.
Yeah, no, instead it's your grandfather's coffee.
Yeah, that was to justify going to war against them.
Really? I didn't know that one. What ABF say there?
Similar to like the use of the phrase third world country. That was to justify going to war against them.
Really? I didn't know that one.
It was rooted in like being like, this is a lesser company. It's third world. We can drop bombs there. No big deal.
So
war, Dick
that's
Cheney
quick. He says, that's true. Dick Cheney died today. And nothing of value was lost.
We were talking about it. It was like, hey, the only thing I really remember about the dude is that he shot someone in the face on a hunting trip and like nothing happened.
It's because he shot him with birdshot instead of buckshot.
Yeah.
So
but I'm saying it was like there still seemed to be little reciprocation or
and then sorry, go on.
No, I'm just saying he was just that high up enough in the government where you could just like shoot somebody in the face and be like, well, no big deal, walk it off.
I've never noticed I don't think at least our streams get YouTube community noted.
Oh, this was the first one that did.
No, this one did
Really?
too. If we go back to Dead Internet Theory, this one has it.
Oh,
Dead Internet Theory is a conspiracy theory which asserts that around 2016, the internet's consisted of mainly of bot activity and automatically generated content manipulated by algorithmic curation as part of a coordinated international intentional effort to control the population and minimize organic human activity.
wow.
This episode was off the rails. The QAnon
Yes, it
one
was.
was crazy.
Well, this one we were all proud. We were community noted before the episode was even fucking finished.
Yes, that is yeah. Before the episode was finished, like we got community noted live while doing this episode.
Talk about the pause. This Joe Biden term has been the pause, and that has been crucial and monumental in waking people up of how fucked it is. Because we were going on a downward trajectory. Trump shows up, everything starts tripping up, and now it's back down. You know, they're making
and now he's not even in office, and we're back on another upward trajectory. Also, you keep bringing up Trump, and that's a good thing because one of the initial posts that the initial 4chan posts supposedly from Q is very much specified. This is not a right wing versus left wing thing. This is the people and Trump as the avatar of the people versus the establishment, and the establishment is. And I'm still to this point not like. I don't know how much of the QAnon stuff was real, but it's kind of like the John Teeter story. I was explaining to Cindy what John Teeter was last night because she'd never heard of it. Like enough of it has come true that it makes you fucking wonder. It really does. I'd say that QAnon, like, yeah, they did some wild, crazy shit. Like, you know, RFK Sr. was going to come back from the dead. He was never really dead. Things like that. And like, obviously that didn't happen, but we did get RFK Jr. And so.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. This last run where I was going like, oh well, maybe they were just off by a letter. Because either way, you wouldn't have thought that RFK would want anything to do with Trump. You know, like we'd have no business doing that. He comes from a pretty staunch Democrat family, so much so that like his family basically dropped him and outed him. Yeah, disowned him and started saying, well, he's a crazy drug addict. They never used to talk about him like that before. You know, so it was like a lot of that stuff. Do I believe all of it? But you know, there were some good examples of where I was like, hey, this is kind of knocking at the door at being believable for me.
Go ahead and see the headline highlight for a moment.
Okay.
Sorry, continue, Sammy.
No, I'm done. That's I just noticed it.
Intel says John Teeter movie win. I don't know about that. There is a John Teeter anime though. Very highbrow, very intelligent anime. I would recommend it. It's called Steins Gate. If you're into the John Teeter stuff, watch the anime Steins Gate. It's like 26 episodes or something. The entire anime is predicated on it is based on the John Teeter legend. So like I don't even need a movie. I don't think a movie would ever do justice to the way the anime did it. It's a very, very well done anime. So yeah, if you like the John Teeter stuff, that would be my recommendation. Why is that reporter asking that question? Even back in 2016, that rubbed me the wrong way. Like that's a very specific question, a very odd question to ask when we have accepted. By the way, so what I'm referring to, what I'm talking about here. There was a reporter in 2016 that asked Obama if he would run for a third term. Now look at where we're at. We've got Trump making jokes and whatnot about running for a third term.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying it's interesting. It's interesting. Let's see. What else do we do? Because we've done so many of these. So that was number 5. We did Celebrity Replacement Theory. Paul McCartney is dead. UFO
Paul
cover-up.
McCartney was dead was the fun one.
That was a very fun one. Yeah, we went for an hour. There's not a lot to do on that one, but it's pretty easily debunked. But that is such a fun one. Then we had probably our most racist episode ever, which is saying a lot. Let's see, what episode was this? Yakub was number 8.
That was my favorite.
He's not black, guys.
I made the tinfoil beret.
The man that invented the Yakub mythos didn't invent anything. He's really just the reincarnation of what would be known as the end times. You know, and we are living in the end times right now.
They have that one picture that you showed, but like when you show his actual mugshot, I told you.
Oh,
like,
I was
he
literally
looks
pulling up
like-
his mugshot right now.
He looks like Borat. Like
have a picture
he's like, I'm
Oh,
black.
yeah.
Like, you know, you're like, okay. No,
So-
that's the picture that everybody wants you to see.
Oh, okay.
You're like, oh, he could just be a light skinned brother. He's not a light skinned brother. It was like on the net. Yeah,
There
it
we
was
go,
like,
yeah.
all right, that's
Is that not
Yeah, he don't
Bugsy
look
Malone?
black.
they'll look
This episode was Zach's idea. We've been wanting to get Zach's on the show for a while because Zach is our homie. We're like, yo, what conspiracy theory do you want to do? He goes, Yakub. And
That's such a Zach's
shit.
answer.
It is.
it is a very Zach's answer. I
Well,
love
Zach's
this
taught
one.
me about Yakub. That Zach's is the one who indoctrinated
Oh,
me.
really? Zach's is the one that taught you about Yakub?
Oh, yeah.
And then Mothman, we had to break into 2 episodes. That were this was an hour, this was an hour and a half, and this was our first appearance of Cindy. I didn't realize it was episode 9.
Yeah, she was
From back
around.
Go on.
But I was she was on early on. Did we just keep bringing her back?
I think so. I think she
Yeah.
just accidentally became a co-host. Is that what happened, Cindy? Did you just accidentally become a co-host on the show?
Yeah, I was like, hey, what you guys talking about today? And I got super excited, and you're like, you guys, you can come on. I was
Yeah,
like, okay,
I was like, yeah, no, you were great.
Let's see. What's one we
the
got?
November 16th.
The course of
Oh,
months
hell yeah,
of
the
this
weather's
town,
about
because
to
the
be
final
start wearing that jacket
Mothman
again.
sighting would be December 15th, 1967, when that fatal bridge collapse would have happened. We'll get to
Okay.
that.
Other parts of that bridge in worse condition.
Oh,
so,
that's right. So what we did, we broke down the Point Pleasant stuff in the first episode.
Yes.
Mhm.
And then we broke down all the additional sightings in the second one.
Finally turned and noticed me, and I saw the bright ruby red eyes that appeared to glow from within. It was the first. It was this time that I turned and it turned and faced me, and I got
in
You
this one.
sound sick, yeah.
I
Yeah,
sound
I
very
think you
sick.
were.
to see what it really looked like. See something like how many of you guys have been truly terrified by something before?
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah, dude, you sound like Froggy.
Let's see. Number 10 was Black Eyed Children. We debunked the fuck out of that. And here,
I love that.
episode 12. So the Mothman 2-parter might be my favorite we've ever done. But Harp, which was recommended to us by Goodwin,
Oh, that was great.
that's another one of my favorite episodes. Yeah, government controlling the weather is one of my favorite episodes. we've ever. Risk, high reward. The authors
does
acknowledge that
change.
weather modification is a high risk, high reward endeavor, comparing it to the splitting of an atom. Past examples. Oh, I wonder if this is going to talk about Operation Popeye, which Sammy brought up earlier. The U.S. military has a history of using weather modification for military purposes. For example, Operation Popeye, a program that involved cloud seeding in Vietnam in the 1960s, aimed to extend the monsoon season to disrupt Ho Chi Minh Trail. Mind you, this was, besides Dead Internet Theory and Mothman, I think the reason these are some of my favorite episodes is because these are the ones that we couldn't debunk. We could, people, want to talk about Mothman. Mothman, he's a cryptid, whatever. He's like Bigfoot. We couldn't debunk Mothman. We can debunk Bigfoot. We can debunk Nessie. Mothman couldn't be debunked. It's crazy. We couldn't debunk. In fact, not only could we not debunk Dead Internet Theory, that one seems real. And this one, Harp, I 100% believe in. Harp is, in my opinion, the most believable one we've done.
I mean, we basically from the gate we already had, things going on where it was like, no, the government does do this. We just didn't know to what scale they were doing it,
Right.
And then, is that when we? No, I was thinking about. Never mind. I was thinking about something else. Yeah, no, that was a great one. I'll say another one that surprised the shit out of me was Psychic Detectives.
We'll get to that. So yeah, Harp. I mean, guys, if you haven't seen the Harp episode, I would highly recommend to watch that one. It's really crazy. Does the government know the location of the Tomb of Gilgamesh? This one we debunked pretty easily. Tulpas we debunked very easily. Then this was our very first, number 15, our very first real ghost caught on camera episode, which we'll do now and again. the found footage stuff. We did a Mandela Effect episode with Hayden Wayne. This was a very fun one.
Yes.
What's the explanation for having Shiva the Destroyer, like, in front of your building? Like, what please explain that one to me.
Yeah,
we really like the god. It's also the god of something else in Hindu. Yeah, okay. All right, sure, buddy.
We always read the Necronomicon before we turn it on. It's just a good luck thing, you know?
Listen, whenever somebody dies, they tell us they want us to bind the book in their flesh. We're not harvesting.
What a good dude. Hayden was on Cine's stream last night, and it started off so great, and it ended great, but he was super drunk by the end. It was kind of adorable. Oh yeah, I was drunk at the start. I don't think he was. I was drunk at the start because I got drunk on Zach's or on Nick's stream last night. But yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Oh no, it was a ton of fun.
We're obviously we're not gonna go through all these, but the horror of suburban stalking, the Circleville letters, and the Watcher. This one was terrifying. Like this one was 100% real, mind you, 100% real. The horror of suburban stalking. This was an actual historical case we covered where families would get disturbing letters and disturbing phone calls. They were untraceable. There were all these creepy events of people watching them. The Circleville letters is a very disturbing watch. That was one of our first. I think that might be our first like true crime-ish episode that we did.
Yeah, I would like to start delving into some of that too, because that's always fun.
The reason we never did a lot of true crime on this show, for one, most of it is solved and explained. Therefore, there's not a lot to cover. The Circleville letters we can't, but also at the same time, I was doing a true crime show with Moxie on her channel, so I didn't want to do like the bleed, the crossover. Me and Moxie don't really do that crime of the month anymore. So yeah, we can if there's like unsolved cases and stuff.
Yeah, I would strictly like to do cold cases, but yeah. Yeah, that'll be a thing. That's what we're doing this year, haters. We're gonna solve a cold case.
That would be awesome. The Nephilim are still among us. The giants of the giants living in Iran. That was an awesome episode. Haunted Dolls was a very difficult episode because I think that one was your idea, Sammy. You're like, yo, let's do Haunted Dolls, and we thought for sure there would be a lot of stuff to go over.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't. It was so easy to debunk. It was surprising how little credible anything there was on Haunted Dolls. Even Robert the Doll was like, "Yeah, people have heart attacks after they see him, but they're like 79 years old, so maybe they're just fucking old." Like,
and the guy who originally had it was clearly mentally ill and using this doll just to like justify his bad behavior.
Crime Solved from Beyond the Grave, Psychic Detectives. This one blew my fucking mind.
Yeah. This one I had seen something the other day, that week. And they basically was one of those stories where the ghost had basically solved their own murder, or they said the ghost had solved their own murder. And I was like, well, that's gotta be what we talk about this week.
And then we come and find out that the FBI actually has official on the books protocols for how to use psychic detectives. Like that
blew me away.
Let's see. We also had Project Bluebeam is a favorite of mine.
Yep.
The Gettysburg, the Gettysburg hauntings. Birds Aren't Real, which was another oddly real one. Like it wasn't real in the way that conspiracy theorists make it out to be, but it is real. And it's like, again, it's real. Yeah. Big Oil. Like this one was a Stupinzo recommendation. Are we being lied to about oil? Abiogenic oil versus biogenic oil was a very interesting deep dive. I called my dad for that one to prep for it because he's he works in the energy industry and got a lot of good information from him. The alien growing in a meteorite hoax was fun. And then most recently we've done Max Headroom and then a bunch more Halloween episodes. But yeah, so the show has been so much fun to do. I don't see us stopping anytime soon. In fact, let's move on to the second portion of today's show. And now that we're done with the greatest hits, plans for the future. Now, first of all, Cine or Sammy, are there any conspiracy theories or episodes that you like are chomping at the bit that you want to do?
You know what? It was funny that we were talking about not the the weather one. Harp when they were doing those things to ward off the Viet Cong. There's plenty of things that went on in the jungles of Vietnam that a lot of vets like to talk about, and I was like listening to some stuff about that today. That would be like worth exploring.
Agreed. Oh, Jake Martin is correct. That's one of the ones that didn't seem like it was on your playlist. The government experiment, the radiation experiments on kids. I didn't see that one.
Oh yeah, that one should be on there. I don't know. I'll have to go through. I guess I got a little laxed this month, but October has been a crazy busy month.
Yes, October has been crazy. But that was a very disturbing one as well, Jake. You're correct.
Yeah, I didn't like that one at all.
Dang,
As a matter of
Jake,
fact,
you
I
got a good
remember
memory.
typing to Leon like in the chat. I was like, dude, like this is actually like triggering the shit out of me. So let's just like land it. I was feeling really bad for those kids.
Yeah, is there anything else? So you Jungles of Viet Cong is one you want to do. What else?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. There's plenty that I have like on a anytime I think of something on my work computer, I have like a little like side note where I kind of like write something down, but that's on my work computer. Because that's usually when we discuss what we're gonna like do for the episode. It's usually like sometime on a Monday or early Tuesday morning. But I'm very much looking forward to like learning new things, and yeah, I have a list of about like 10 things that I really want to discuss. But also, like I said, I'm looking forward to cold case files. Something like that is awesome. Just branching out, doing things like that, and you know, having more guests on and seeing what they bring to the table. But yeah, I don't know. Oh, that was another thing. So we did urban legends. We need to go into specific urban legends. Like I would like to like do like the Jersey Devil, things like that.
Yeah, I would like to do the Jersey Devil as well, which I think the Jersey Devil got brought up on that episode, but like, and no shade to Moxie at all, but because we were so early, it was episode 3 was when we did urban legends, and so like we hadn't really found our stride yet. So I think it's actually one of our worst episodes. So I would definitely like to revisit urban legends either as an episode itself or do specific urban legends in episode format.
Yeah, I would like to take it a legend at a time. Dude, no, we didn't do the Denver airport yet. And so
yeah, you're right. We've not done the Denver airport. Now I've been to the Denver airport. I've gotten up close with Bluey. Bluey is our Blucifer. I mean, the evil demonic horse statue. That thing is fucking terrifying in real life. Blucifer has a fucking presence, dude, that I can't explain.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
It sounds like a field trip for the TFH crew.
Hey, actually, you're jumping the gun on me. There is we're gonna talk about that when we wrap up, and this is something I'm sort of springing on Sammy, but also not because we've talked about it behind the scenes. We'll bring up at the end of the things we want to do. But what about you, Cindy? Are there any conspiracy theories that you're a fan of, or anything that you want to cover? Because I know this isn't really your realm. You come into this and you're learning about these with us, because rarely do you actually know about these.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's nothing that I can think of off the top of my head, unfortunately. Have you guys covered Area 51 and like the stuff going on over there?
No, so no. We cover Area 51 tangentially because we cover so much alien stuff that Area 51 comes up. We've never done a dedicated Area 51 episode.
That's true.
Which I'd like to hit up my grandfather because he's been to Area 51 and see what he can tell me. He's told me before that he can tell me almost nothing, but if there's any nuggets he can tell me, I'd like to know. We
enjoy our nuggets.
Yeah, we do enjoy our nuggets. Investigate the Jews. I hear that's popular. The Abominable Snowman. The Abominable Snowman would probably be would be an Urban Legends episode. I don't know that I believe in the Abominable Snowman, but I mean, I've also never researched into it particularly. So like, I very well could be surprised.
I was thinking the Yeti.
Yeah, I think it's
well, there's one that go for it. No, go for it.
No,
Sam.
I was gonna say there's been a few that people have been recommending. I wish I had highlighted them, but like Davina was saying giant sharks or the megalodon. Oh gosh, there was another
That's
one.
not
Where was
really a
it?
conspiracy theory because I
Oh.
mean we know the megalodon existed. I guess the
Oh.
theory would be that
This
it
one.
still exists.
Mad Hatter's got a good one. The Mummy's Curse.
Vigo the Carpathian?
Vigo the Carpathian. I know a little bit about that one, but not enough to be an expert. We
No,
definitely have to do it.
Isn't that the painting in Ghostbusters too?
Oh, is that? That's what that is. Then maybe I'm thinking of something different. There's this one there's this story about this dude. No, I'm thinking the Count of Saint Germain is what I'm thinking. My bad. Count of Saint Germain, not Vigo the Carpathian. My bad. Yeah, Count of Saint Germain. He's this dude that keeps popping up throughout history. Like he was at the signing of the Declaration of Independence. He was at like a bunch of famous like medieval kings and queens meetings, and he keeps like just showing up as some sort of entertainer and wise man and sort of this drunken fool that also is intelligent beyond his ears. Vigo the Carpathian.
Yeah, no, and he was an
Count of Saint
alchemist.
Germain would be an interesting one.
Yeah, he was an alchemist, and he would like tell people, "I was like, oh, I met your dad 50 years ago," and everyone's like, "What are you talking about?
Right.
You look like you're the same age as me."
Yeah,
he would
did
be a
we
very
do? Enzo is saying, "Did y'all do the Titanic? Didn't really sink." No, we might do that one. I've thought about that one, and the thing is, that one's very easy to debunk. That one is super easy to debunk. I've debunked that on other streams with people just when it comes up. It might be worth doing its own decade episode because but yeah, the Titanic didn't really sink one is that one would be fun to do because so many people believe it, and it's not real. It's not. I promise you guys, the Titanic very much indeed did sink.
Yes, it did.
Or you could do an episode of popular debunked, conspiracies.
Oh, like old ones, like like what we talked about at one time, or I don't even know if we discussed it on this channel, but like for like as early as 100 years ago, people thought that the platypus was a cryptid.
I didn't know that. Fucking Niat taught me that like a couple of weeks ago. I didn't know that people thought the platypus was a cryptid until recently. Then Niat gave me the breakdown on it. I mean, to be fair, we might have to get Niat on the show one of these days. I don't know. We've never had Niat on for Tinfoil Haters, have we?
No, I don't think we have.
That might be a good one to give on, or maybe not that, but like just some man. I wonder if there's any sort of Australian conspiracy theories.
Oh, there's gotta be.
I think we might need to hit up Niat.
Or he's got like a spooky story.
Animal.
And he
one that I really want to do
didn't come back.
One that I really want to do, and frankly, I want to actually get it out within the next week or two, because I've been wanting to do this one for a while. Is Rocco's Basilisk. And the reason I want to get it out as soon as possible is because I was watching the Y-Files stream yesterday. AJ, who is actually the inspiration for the show and whatnot. It is my favorite channel on YouTube is the Y-Files, and I was watching Y-Files live stream yesterday, and I've been wanting to do Rocco's Basilisk on the show for months now, and he mentioned that's something that they're going to be doing soon. And I'm like, no, we've got to get ours out then, because I don't want to look like we're fucking, just copying the Y-Files or whatnot. This is one that I've been planning on for ages. I want to get it done. So, we need to get out Rocco's Basilisk, and we need to do it like next week or the week after, because I don't want to fucking look like we're just ripping on what the Y-Files has done. So yeah, for those of you that don't know what Rocco's Basilisk is, this will be the quick version. We're just going to pull up the Wikipedia. Obviously, it goes much further than this, but here's the short version. Rocco's Basilisk is a thought experiment which states that there could be an artificial superintelligence in the future that, while otherwise benevolent, would punish anyone who knows of its potential existence but not directly contribute to its advancement or development in order to incentivize that advancement. It originated in a 2010 post on discussion board Less Wrong, a rationalist community web forum. The thought experiment's name derives from the poster of the article Rocco and the Basilisk, a mythical creature capable of destroying enemies with its stare. Less Wrong co-founder Eliezer Yudowski considered it a potential information hazard and banned discussion of the Basilisk on the site for 5 years. Reports of panicked users were later dismissed as being exaggerations or inconsequential. Theory itself was dismissed as nonsense, including by Yudkowsky himself. It was used as an example of principles such as Bayesian probability and implicit religion. It's also regarded as a version of Pascal's wager. So Rocco's Basilisk, when Jake Martin says in the chat that it freaks him out, It goes way deeper than that. Rogo's basilisk is legit. It is scary.
Let's do
Rogo's
it next
basilisk
week.
is scary.
That sounds great.
Yeah, so I want to get that one. The thing is that's going to be if done right, that'd be a sizable episode. But I want to beat the Wi-Fi out to this one because I didn't even know they planned on covering it. And when I was listening to him live yesterday and he mentioned it, I was like, "Fuck no, that's been in my backlog for a while." So we're gonna get that one broken out pretty soon. Let's see. There was also you guys have put several in the Discord that you want us to cover. Let me take a look right now. Let's see. The Boogosphere. The Boogosphere is a very cool one. I've looked into the Boogosphere a lot. I would love to cover that. Candace Dingus recommended that one. Let's see.
I do not know the Boogosphere.
Boogosphere?
The Boogosphere is interesting.
Cool.
I've never even heard of that.
The simulation theory or the origin of the cool S is another one. Enzo brought this one up, and I love this because for those that don't know, we don't know where this symbol came from.
But everybody knew how to do
this
it.
symbol.
Everybody
we don't
knew
know
how to
where
do
it came from.
I could, dude. I remember it was like in 7th grade. Everybody just knew how to draw that, like on their textbook or
exactly. But we don't know where it came from. That symbol has existed all throughout history. Why does everyone know that symbol, but we don't know the origin of it?
I don't know.
So
it was like, conspiracy theories. Like everybody in grade school, like internet age, started that theory about Marilyn Manson where he had like ribs removed so he could suck his own dick.
Suck his own dick, yeah.
Yeah, it was like, but every schoolyard had heard that.
I thought maybe it was like in a music video somewhere and the kids just kept replicating it.
I don't know, but
No,
there's
because
not a
that
person
symbol
I
you can
talk
find
to
it
who
like
has
on
not heard that
ancient
rumor.
dude, you can find that symbol on like ancient glyphs and shit.
Really?
Like hieroglyphics and shit had that on it. Yeah. Assuming what I was looking into was real. Now maybe it's not. Maybe it'll end up being something we debunk. But like with me only having tangential knowledge of it, yeah, that symbol goes back thousands of fucking years.
That's dope.
That sounds like a conspiracy to me.
Yeah.
Let's see. What were some of the others that are in the Discord here?
Yeah,
certain
what you
particle
said-
accelerator measured and quantified elusive 4D structures.
You said Marilyn Manson. There was a conspiracy that was Marilyn Manson's doing or something.
No. Back in the day, every schoolyard there was someone that would be like, Marilyn Manson had 3 ribs removed so he could suck his own dick.
But that's the only conspiracy I've ever heard regarding Marilyn Manson.
Yeah, it's also not true, by the way.
It's also not true, but I'm also saying it predates like big like internet like message boards that like kids would be on and stuff.
Nimix Enjoyer in the Discord says the Black Cube, which yes, I would love to cover the Black Cube of Saturn. That's another one that I think would be super fucking awesome. So yeah, the Black Cube of Saturn would be cool. EB in the Discord says birth certificate enslavement. I've never heard of this one. EB, if you're listening, can you give us?
He's listening.
Yeah, he's here.
What is birth certificate enslavement? And I mean that could be a potential episode, but I've never heard. Like I've heard of the Black Cube, I've heard of the Boogosphere, I've heard of Roko's basilisk. I've never heard of birth certificate enslavement. What is that? And while Paul says Rasputin. Rasputin would be a very cool one to do.
Let's see. I pulled it up, but I'm going to wait for EB to answer. Oh, okay. He said
I'll
he'll
post more in the Discord. All right, that works. Yeah, you'll post more in the Discord. Cool.
Would you like me to give you a brief?
Yeah, go ahead and give us a brief version of it, Cindy.
The birth certificate enslavement conspiracy is a set of pseudo legal beliefs primarily associated with the anti-government sovereign citizen movement, which claims that a person's birth certificate is proof the government has created a secret corporate entity or corporate shell for them, effectively enslaving them.
Okay, yeah, this does have to do with a lot of subset stuff. Basically, because of how like the Constitution and everything supposedly is written, it has a lot to do with like they'll write your name in all capital letters and stuff like that, and that's not usually how people write their names. So it's the corporation of you. A lot of people will argue that in court, where it was just like, oh, you can't arrest me. I'm the representative of that corporation or the corporation that is my name. And it's just a bunch of like word jargon. But yeah, I'm interested in looking into it more, because like the guys who believe this shit really believe this shit. Like it's they're hardcore. It's nuts.
Also, we got a super chat, a 5-banger from artist Jacques. Says elephant, lion, grizzly bear, gigantopithecus equal woolly mammoth, saber-tooth tiger, polar bear, and yeti. Yeah, I do believe that so things like the yeti, Bigfoot, things like that are just based off of gigantopithecus.
What the heck is that?
What?
What's a
Gigantopithecus was a ancient early hominid that basically a giant upright walking humanoid ape-like creature. And they were real. Gigantopithecus was real. It's just an early hominid. So people are saying that like the Yeti or Bigfoot or whatnot is either based on Gigantopithecus, or the Gigantopithecus never actually died out, and that's why we have apes or that's why we have Yetis and Bigfoot and whatnot. They're just that Gigantopithecus is still among us. And yeah, the elephant, lion, grizzly bear. I don't know about grizzly bear being tied to polar bears. I'd have to look into that. But yeah, elephants, they of course there's similarities to the woolly mammoth. Lion, saber-tooth tiger, things like that. I don't know if the lion would be the saber-tooth tiger. I think it'd be like it'd be a tiger, but in general, either way, thank you for the 5-banger, bud. Truly appreciate it. Let's go ahead and give you a clip real quick. Let's see. Here's a good one.
Name one word that starts with G pronounced like J. Gentrification. Shoot, should have thought of that. I was just in San Francisco.
Shout out. Thank you so much for the 5-banger, buddy. And then another one. So there's 3 that I want to cover that we haven't really done deep dives into. These will be a little bit later, because I want to get Rocco's Basilisk out ASAP. And I think the Black Cube of Saturn would also be really cool. But Project Stargate is one that we've talked about on the stream in reference to other stuff. We've never done a dedicated episode. We've also never done a dedicated MK Ultra episode yet.
Oh, I guess we haven't.
No, we talked about MK Ultra in reference to other stuff. We talked about it in reference to QAnon. We talked about it in reference to the irradiated children and whatnot. But we haven't actually done an MK Ultra episode. And then the disappearance of Jacobo Ginsburg. Are you guys familiar with this one?
No.
So, disappearance of Jacobo Ginsburg. He is a Mexican neuroscientist. Jacobo Ginsburg, Grinberg, not Ginsburg, Grinberg, disappeared mysteriously on December 8th, 1994. His disappearance led to numerous theories, including a possible alien abduction, involvement by organizations like the CIA or NASA, and that he orchestrated his own disappearance due to his esoteric research. In his absence, Grinberg's wife also disappeared, fueling speculation she was involved. He was a neurosciologist and psychologist who became known for his research into the potential of the human brain, including experiments on telepathy and consciousness. His work later blended scientific inquiry with more esoteric studies like shamanism and mysticism, leading to his synergic theory, which proposed a universal field interacting with the mind. So basically, he was doing research into the psychic phenomenon of humans and whether or not we could travel to alternate dimensions, whether we could have telekinesis, things like that. And there was apparently real merit to his studies. And he was a scientist. He wasn't like some crazy kook conspiracy theory. He was a scientist. He worked with the U.S. and Mexican governments. He had patents. Like he was a normal dude. And then in '94, he just disappeared off the face of the earth. To this day, he is never. It is considered a cold case. So you're talking about wanting to do cold cases. Nice. This is a cold case that fits in with a bunch of government conspiracy shit.
Oh, I just thought of one. The man from Turid.
I see things like Teeter and Man from Torrid I love and would love to do, but they've been done so much. I don't know what we can add to them to put our own unique spin on it. That's because I love the Man from Torrid. I love John Teeter, but those are some of the I don't know. By the way, I'm not saying we won't ever do them or whatnot. I just feel like we would need to find a mechanism for how to make it unique because they've been done so much.
All right.
Bridget wants to know thoughts on Native American Wendigos.
Wendigos are one of the few cryptids I believe in.
Yeah,
we haven't done a dedicated episode of Wendigos, but we have talked about them through other episodes we've done. In fact, didn't we touch on Wendigos when we did the Skinwalker Ranch episode just a few weeks ago?
I think so. Yes.
It was either that or the werewolf episode when we were watching the videos. But yes, someone brought up Wendigos. Yes, Wendigos. I believe Wendigos are real as well.
Wendigos are they're like Mothman and Wendigos are the only like cryptids I 100% believe in. There are others that might be real, may not be real, things like that. But
Nietzsche says
Wendigos
he's
and
a
Mothman.
believer as well.
Yo, Nia believes in Wendigos. Let's go, son. I'm an accountant, National American, and my brother also believes they're real. I think you're supposed to, I think you mean you're Native American, and so am I. I grew up on not completely, not my entire life, but yeah, for part of my life I lived on the Cherokee Nation. My dad is Cherokee, my grandmother's Cherokee. So yeah, I'm actually I've got a lot of Native American on me, and I lived on the res. Now Wendigos aren't Cherokee. It's Anasazi, I think. I think it's part of the Anasazi tribe. Either way, yeah, I definitely would love to do a Wendigo episode. And then Jake Martin says, have we done Hollow Moon? No, but we will. In fact, Jake, if you'll put that in the Discord, please, in the Tinfoil Haters request, because I would love. The moon is weird. We've talked about how weird the moon is on other streams. We've never done a dedicated episode to it. But yeah, Hollow Moon is one I would love to do. I don't know if I believe. I 100% believe that the moon is. There's more to it. It's some sort of construct. I don't know if it's a ship. I don't know if it's just naturally hollow. But the moon is a very, very weird astral body, and there's something to it. So yeah, we'll definitely be doing more of that.
Isn't there like a bunch of conspiracies for the Appalachian Mountains? Oh my goodness.
Well, so the Appalachian Mountains, I mean, there's probably conspiracy theories about what's going on in the Appalachian Mountains, but the Appalachian Mountains are famous for cryptids. So for one, Mothman was an Appalachian thing. You've got the Flatwoods Monster, which we've never done. Flatwoods Monster would be a good episode. You've got like these giant bat type creatures. So yeah, they're like Appalachian cryptids are like their own like unique brand of cryptid. Hollow Moon, thought it was made of cheese. Wasn't Anasazi in the deserts? Yeah, I could be getting Anasazi wrong in terms of like whether it's the if that's the tribe that believed in Wendigos. Yeah, supernatural stuff galore in Appalachia. Yeah, dude, Appalachia's got a lot of weird shit going on. And then the one thing, I guess we'll round out with this, then we'll move to the AMA. Unless you guys have anything else you want to do. Nazis in Antarctica would be another good one. I would love to do Nazis in Antarctica.
Yeah, it's a cool one.
If you're part of the Words of Paradise Discord and you've got stuff you want us to cover, put it in there. We do a mix of pulling from your guys' recommendations and then just shit that me or Sammy or Cindy or whatever want to do. And try to keep it all like, mixed and matched. That way you guys are getting your needs fed while we're also doing, what we want as well. Oftentimes you guys show us shit. Like there was, I think it was Stupenzo was the one that put abiogenic oil in the Discord.
Yes.
Never fucking heard of that one. So that was a viewer request, and it was mind blowing.
He also did Fire is Alive.
We haven't done an episode on Fire is Alive, have we?
No, but that's one of his suggestions.
Yeah, that was one of his suggestions. Yeah, the Fire is Alive. Let's see. What are some other ones that people have recommended that we've done? People recommended the Giants of Kandahar. We had already covered it by that point, but they threw it in there. I think EB may have recommended Birds Aren't Real, or maybe it was Little Miss Anonymous. I don't remember. Sketch has the Uncanny Valley theory in there, which I believe in the Uncanny Valley theory 100%. Yeah. Thoughts on the Mothman? Bridget, I would say go back and watch our 2-part Mothman episode. I'm pretty sure it's the only Tinfoil Haters we've ever done in 2 parts.
Yeah.
Well, it did have a lot of information.
It did. I think in the future we'll bring on people to like finish certain ideas. But yeah, that was the one where we caught right away going like, there's no way we're going to be able to cover all of this in one episode. Even if it was like, sometimes I know we like to stick to like an hour and a half. It was like we could have gone for a good 3 hours, 3.5 hours on that.
Zach says Wendigo shows up in Cree and Ojibwe culture. Okay, cool. Thank you for the clarification on that. We did do a Men in Black episode. It's all right. It was one of our earliest episodes. I think it was like episode 5 or 6.
Yeah.
We both debunked as well as proved Men in Black. Men in Black is a very shades of gray topic. the problem with that episode is that the guests that we had on, they're great guests. I love them both, Darnell Quigley and Tiny but Fierce. They both had kind of rough camera and audio quality, and so the episode's like not very visually appealing, but the content within the episode is very good.
We need to bring Tiny back on for the Vatican Vault.
I haven't heard from Tiny in a while. Is she okay? I assume she's still alive.
Her Twitter got hacked.
Oh,
And,
no.
So
she's
okay.
either trying to get it back or make a new one. I just saw her last week. She's
Okay,
all right.
cool. Good to know that she's doing good because Tiny suffers from a lot of health issues and stuff.
Yeah, no.
Did you get to that guy? What was his name? Something Cold. We've not done so. Indrid Cold comes up in our Mothman episode, but we've not done a dedicated episode to Indrid Cold. That would be a good one as well.
Agreed.
Pinky is a Florida cryptid. We don't have many. Usually we're our own cryptids. I've never heard of Pinky. That could be. Yeah, I've never heard.
Okay.
Of Pinky.
It's because you guys would probably shoot it.
We could have a Florida cryptid special.
That would be fun.
And so the big thing that I want to do this year, the thing that I want to make happen, but and there's no way to say this without sounding like we're e-begging. So I'm just going to sound like I'm e-begging. One thing I would really want for Tinfoil Haters this year, in 2026, not this year, but in 2026, is for us to do some sort of conspiracy theory griftathon stream to fund a trip to of your guys' choosing / us agreement, one of the most haunted places in America where you can stay, and us doing like a live episode from there. So whether it be like the Crescent Hotel or what's the one The Shining was based on, the Stanley Hotel,
Yep.
Or maybe one of those maybe one of those like haunted prisons you could stay at. But like I would love to do some sort of live in-person episode at a place like that. So me and Sammy would go. We'd obviously get Cindy on the line for it, but she, for very obvious reasons, I doubt is going to appear in person. But this is something that I cannot fund. Sammy and I cannot fund this ourselves.
She'll wear a hijab.
That would be fucking hilarious.
And then it'll scare the shit out of us in the hallway.
You don't even understand, Sammy. I have ninja steps. I can sneak up on you. Y'all would never know. I could be in an all-black hijab. I would scare the piss out of you on purpose.
I mean,
Justin Channels, we've done a Gettysburg episode. We've actually already done a Gettysburg episode. It's pretty interesting. But yeah, that's I don't want to do the Griftathon sort of thing this month or next month to fund it because like Christmas is coming up and I don't want to like take away from anything that families are trying to spend money during Christmas. The holiday's stressful. So, but I'm thinking that sometime early 2026, I want to put on some sort of event to raise money to send me and Sammy and maybe or maybe not Cindy. I don't know how it works, but yeah, to an actual haunted location and do a live Tinfoil Haters from there. That is my dream goal for Tinfoil Haters for 2026.
I will buy a night vision GoPro and I will wear it on my Hondo hat.
Aw, that would be amazing.
As a visit, Gettysburg would be cheap and rad. I would go to a meetup. Interesting, going to Gettysburg. That could be. I've never been. I never even considered that one.
Oh, a Haters Gettysburg meetup.
Yeah, I hate that. That'd be super fun, cool. I have no idea. Like again, we'd have to put in a lot of work and a lot of time into how to do it. And we probably like. I think the way we would do it is do like some sort of poll in the Discord plus on the channel plus like on X. And that way we can get just a wide varying range of people's and then average out the polls to see who wins as well as what's attainable. We've got to make sure it's, cost effective, things to that effect. But if me and Sammy would probably plan out like how much flights would cost. Because I guarantee you neither of us could drive to any of these places. Like I could drive to the Crescent Hotel. I've stayed there before. Crescent Hotel is supposedly the most haunted hotel in America. It's also only like 3-ish hours from me, 3-4 hours. So I've stayed there once. Anywhere else, I'd probably have to fly. What?
Where is it in Missouri or?
That's in Arkansas.
Arkansas?
Yeah, Crescent Hotel, most haunted hotel in America, is in Arkansas.
I would rather.
Stanley Hotel is on there, but again, Stanley Hotel I had to fly to. I don't know if
I'm not gonna drive 10 hours to get the shit scared out of me.
Right, exactly. So yeah, we'd have to run the numbers, see what's cost effective, and that's even assuming that we hit the goal to do it. But yeah, that's my goal for 2026 is for me and Sammy to do a live episode from one of these
Ooh.
major haunted hotspots.
We could do the Demon House in Michigan.
Never heard of the Demon House.
Ooh.
I'll send you stuff about it because I do think they let people like stay there overnight. So it was like you also don't have to have accommodation unless there's actually a demon in it, and then we have to leave, and then
Right. And
Well,
yeah,
I can
Jake
man
was asking where we
StreamYards.
talk. Oh, sorry, what was that, Cindy?
I said, well, at the very least, I can man StreamYards.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Yeah, well, we still have you there digitally, or do you mean if you're there but not on camera? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's something we would have to work out too, is how we would broadcast. from
Right.
Which I mean, people have done it. I'm not worried about it, but we might actually have to. What I would like to do is have, if we're doing there, like an all-night stream at wherever we are.
Right. That's what I would like to do as well. Yeah, it's like a long stream. Like we'll do our normal thing where we cover a topic, we talk about the whole night, but then we'd also do like a travel, like move around and bring cameras and audio and like go basically be like a long stream. Yes.
Yes.
But yeah, and yeah, Jake is asking what we're talking $2-3 grand. I'm hoping it's that little. Like if we could do like get the Stanley Hotel or something like that on $2-3 grand, and make a full on event out of it, that would be awesome.
Yeah, I don't know. See, I don't know about the Stanley though, because I was just there a little while
Well,
ago.
I'm using that as an example. Like
Yeah,
any
but
hotspot. But yeah.
But I'm saying I think they're a little bit more, because it's still a luxury hotel. Like I think that, and it's still very much in operation. It just happens to be. I do believe it to be haunted. It's just I think they're gonna be like, no, you're not walking around here with our cameras. Like we have guests, we have ghost tours for that. I think
Gotcha. Okay.
Like
I know. I have an idea on where to go. One of my favorite hauntings is the Ghost of Carmel, Maine. He does
Never heard of it.
tours. Oh my gosh. I love watching all his videos. He's got a haunting. I am fairly certain that man has a demon.
Crowback says there's 1,000 places in New Orleans. So yeah, we could definitely do a New Orleans thing.
Oh, dude, a NOLA trip.
Yeah, NOLA trip. That'd be. I mean, there. In fact, we could probably hit several spots doing a NOLA trip. Point is, we'll talk about it more at the beginning of the year, but I'm just sort of priming everybody for it now. That is like that would be the major accomplishment of this channel and this show going forward in 2026 is doing something like that. But of course, you guys in the chat, let us know what if you guys would even want that, because again, we're kind of dependent on you for something like that to happen. And obviously, we don't want to make it difficult for you guys or whatnot. I mean, the content would need to be worth it. So it would be what?
I'm just thinking about telling Mrs. 3P about that. She's like, you're going to go on a trip? And was like, yeah, we're going to stay in this haunted prison. She'd be like, oh, never mind. Have fun.
Dude, overnight stay in a haunted prison would be fucking incredible. I would do that for sure.
There are places that do that. I think there's one in Ohio.
Doesn't Alcatraz also do that? I thought that was also haunted.
Yeah, but that's going to cost some money.
Yeah, Alcatraz would probably be a lot. I mean, again, depending on how much is raised, and I mean, we price that one out. I'm not saying it's impossible, but yeah. And we got a couple soups that just came in. Bridget for a 2-banger. Opinions on the Clown Motel. I don't know what the Clown Motel is, but I will tell you my opinion on clowns is I fucking love clowns. I do. I think clowns. I'm not. This isn't a bit or anything. I think clowns are incredibly misunderstood. I think that all of the haunted, evil, devil, clown shit that we've gotten over the last several years, as well as John Wayne Gacy, really poisoned the reputations of clowns. I think that it's a very admirable profession. You go to clown college, you spend your entire adult life doing what you can to entertain children and adults alike, make them laugh, put on these shows that date back to ancient Egypt. I mean, the concept of a clown originates in ancient Egypt. They have a different name for it, and then the the concept of clown as we know it now started in I believe like the 14th century under the name Cloyne, Cloyne, and my knowledge of clowns is extensive. I actually really, really love clowns. So a clown motel wouldn't be scary to me at all. That's somewhere I would go just because I like clowns. As for you two, go ahead, feel free to answer and go for it.
I don't hate clowns. I just I didn't know that you had such a staunch admiration to clowns. I mean, but I do think clowns get too much hate. That I've never minded a clown.
I wanted to be a clown, like unironically. One of my as a career path, I wanted to go to clown college and be a clown. I find that type of entertainment to be like a beautiful work of art.
I get it, man. I can't juggle. No, but I'm saying like that type of like physical comedy and stuff. Like you do have to be good at what you're doing, and also, you know, if you get enough of your buddies together, you can really save money on a road trip because you get like 14 of your buddies in one car.
Well, and speaking of that's another reason that we had to fly is I can't do a road trip because obviously I do daily content and streams, daily streams, not just on my own channel, but commitments to other people's channels, like, Hypnotic, Gooch, things like that. So like I'd have to fly to maximize time.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. And I don't even know, I took 3 days off to go to the Vegas meetup. Like that was about as much as I could really like swing because it was in the middle of a work week. I would have liked to,
right.
and with the Easter holiday, but like also if I want to continue to like go on those like meetups and things, like I can't like make this a week ordeal. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It has to be.
Well, and 3 days off for me, because I do the YouTube, the content creation full time. 3 days off for me that could amount to literally hundreds of dollars. And when you lose hundreds of dollars and you only get paid once a month because YouTube pays monthly, like that's potential losses of meals and gas and bills. And it's like, I can't,
for sure.
I can't afford to be like just me last week missing 2 streams in a row. I missed this and I missed the lunch hour stream the following day because I had some emergency come up that hit hard.
I'm sure. But I'm saying hopefully we'd make it up if we knew how to make it a live stream. Like, you know what I mean? That would be.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because if I'm spending the night in a haunted prison, guys, you guys better be fucking donating to my boy over here. Over there. There he is.
So speaking of, real quick, Cindy, give your thoughts on the Clown Motel if you have one, which Bridget followed up saying it's one of the most haunted places in America. I would need to look into it. I've never heard of it, but that does sound awesome. But yeah, Bridget, Cindy, your thoughts on the Clown Motel?
I've never heard of it, and no, I'm not really scared of clowns. Now, if you're talking like doll clowns, maybe I might have to spike one down, but like otherwise, I would check it out for sure.
It would be a creepy place to, do.
Yeah, I had to look into it, but it's creepy. I'm all in. Also, we missed Nadia's membership chat earlier. I truly apologize. 8 months, nerds, love y'all, love you too, Nadia. Thank you so much, truly appreciated. EB came in with a 10 banger. Here's your first 10 for it, and here's another 10. Do it. Hashtag life is short. Well, I want to let you guys know. Don't donate to any of that stuff sort of now. Like if you want to get to super chats and whatnot, I'm not gonna, by all means, thank you. It is truly appreciated. I could not appreciate it more. But yeah, this is something we had to start planning the financial stuff for after when 2026 starts.
Zach,
yes,
Zach says Zach said Bridget brought up the Clown Motel here too. Good instincts. It's next to an Indian burial ground.
Oh, interesting. I'll definitely look into the Clown Hotel. I will definitely look into the Clown Hotel as somewhere we could possibly go. We'll put on. I think we'll find maybe the top 3 most interesting and put a poll out for that. Gal Carrymon for a 10 banger. Give us some clown emojis. So thank you again. Yeah, I mean I love clowns, man. I do. Thank you so much.
We'll have to find a vote. They'll vote for what clever disguise Cindy can wear so she can come.
Right. All right, let's see. What clip should I play? You know what? I think that this is a pretty good one. Here you go. For you guys that donated just now, I'm gonna depress you guys.
Unexplained. 'Cause 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 'c
shout out. Thank you guys so much. Truly appreciated. Philip Morgan sneaking in there with a membership for 12 months. Thank you. It means the absolute world to us. And with that, and Bridget says only 2 people live there full time, the owner and the repairman. So that would add to it, knowing there wouldn't be any other guests or whatnot. As long as like we got like the go ahead to do filming and do a podcast and whatnot, that sounds sick as fuck. But alrighty, I think we're gonna get into the final portion of the show, which would be the AMA. So feel free to ask us anything. Super chat versions are going to be prioritized and are going to get much longer, more dedicated answers. But yeah, ask us anything. I mean, obviously, there's going to be stuff that's off the table. Like if you guys say, "Hey, Cinevere, what's your, who do you look like behind?" Obviously, we're not answering that. But whether it be about the show, whether it be about conspiracy theories, whether it be about us, just anything you guys want to know. I've never really done an AMA before, but I figure this is the 1 year anniversary special of the show. So it sounds like something fun to do for the last 20 to 40 minutes, and we can get into it. So yeah, let us know. We'll give you nice, quick, brief answers, or if there's super chat versions, we'll give you more longer, intimate answers. And thank you so much for the happy anniversary, Q. And now we'll just wait for some of those to come in. Cindy, was there any sort of haunted hotspots or anything that was you mentioned?
Ghost of Carmel, Maine. Yeah. Oh man.
Send me info on that. I've not heard of that.
Yeah, I've never heard of that either.
Oh my gosh. I sent a link to Abe. He was asking about it, but I've mostly seen like his stuff and clip compilations for like Nukes and Bizarre Bub. I love watching his stuff. Oh my goodness. I get excited whenever I see his. I've never seen a more convincing ghost video than his stuff.
Oh, so he's a guy. I thought Carmel, Maine was like a city in Maine.
It is.
Yeah,
it's where he
so
lives.
well.
It's where he
okay.
lives. And it's like considered one of the most haunted places in Maine. Let me see if I can.
Krolback says, what convinced you guys to do this channel in the first place? Do you mean the channel or this show before we answer? Do you mean the channel or this particular show on the channel? Because those are 2 very different answers. And then Jake Martin says, there's this 4-part series he did a couple years ago, I think on Studio Dome. He only has 1 live stream on YouTube, so I think he's paywalled us. I mean, dude, if you got the content that's worth paywalling, then go for it. Krolback says, show. So, Sammy, do you want to answer first? What convinced you guys to start this show?
Oh, I remember specifically is you and I had a particularly good episode of Countercast where we were just, I can't remember what we were talking about. We were just like mowing everybody over, and you kind of like sent me a message. It was like, dude, we should have our own show.
Yeah, like just an us show.
Yeah, and I was just like, absolutely, like you're one of my online besties. Like, let's go, let's do this. Can't think of someone who I'd like to do a show with more.
Yeah, we initially thought just like a variety show. It wasn't originally going to be like specifically conspiracy theories and stuff, which is why the first episode is actually about the Malleus Maleficarium. It was just like, hey, let's just pick a topic and do a deep dive on that topic. It could be anything. But I'm a huge fan of the Y-Files. It's my favorite channel on all of YouTube. I've met AJ. He's an absolute fucking sweetheart. Hadn't met him at the time we started the show, but I was like, you know what? Let's, rather than just doing like a general topic, let's keep it in the realm of the supernatural, the conspiracy theories, government ops, the whole nine. And because we do so much pop culture talk on this channel, and a lot of it's based on politics. Also just wanted to have a break from that.
Yeah.
Like a big part of it is like, let's talk about something else we're passionate about that isn't how ugly women are ruining video games.
It's true though. That's really what it was. It was like, and it was just around the time where I started in other news, and I think I had only had like an episode or 2 or that, and it was like I was starting to get away from that content anyway, and it was just it was so refreshing from like my first. It wasn't a full year of like being on the YouTube scene, but it was like this is more for me than like, because the pop culture stuff was starting to make me like actually angry. Like it was
same,
like,
and it still does in a good, healthy way. But yes,
Yeah, it was just like, you don't really go so much without sifting out that darkness. I'm gonna find things that I want to do with my channel that like I like, and and then you pose this to me, and I was like, yeah, why hadn't I thought of that? It was such a breath of fresh air, and today it still is. Like I look forward to it every single week.
Rick Costa for the two banger says, happy 1 year anniversary, tinfoil haters. Shout out, Rick. Thank you so much, brother.
And a friendly reminder, you, Leon.
And Zach comes in with a two banger. Favorite season of Queer Eye. I have an answer to this, but I'll let you guys go first if you have an answer.
I've never seen an episode.
Cindy, do you have an answer?
I've never even heard of it.
So I've never seen the show. I don't even really know what it is, but I will say that when I was a young lad, had satellite TV. It was a channel called the Logo Channel. I did not know the Logo Channel was a channel that specialized in, gay and lesbian content and whatnot. I just knew that, the Logo Channel shows syndicated reruns of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and I love Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So I'd be watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer on Logo and wondering why I'm getting all these commercials for gay shit. And I had no idea this because the entire channel was like optimized content for gay people, because the character of Willow comes out as gay.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
And so that's why it was on the channel, because it was one of the first syndicated shows to feature like a prominent lesbian character. And so yeah, I was like, so while I don't know anything about Queer Eye, I did grow up watching the Logo Channel, which was a very gay channel, and I was wondering why all the commercials were so fucking gay.
Like with any eye, please go to like with pink eye, anything like that. Consult your physician. They'll give you drops. Don't try to treat Queer Eye on your own.
So you're asking what K-pop demon hunter character I would be. I feel like I know the answer to this, but I'll let you guys answer first if you're familiar with the characters.
Mira.
Really? You think Mira?
Yeah, I think so, because I'm pretty
why
feisty.
Mira?
I'm feisty. I like her feisty.
Oh, you would. I agree that you would be Mira for sure.
Yeah. Would Leon be? Oh, my camera was covering up the half.
No, you're all right. You're all right. I agree with your answer that you would be Mira, by the way, to be fair.
No, you are also a Mira type. I think Sammy is the smaller one, the one that was in America for a little while, and it just like has the notebook full of like rap lyrics.
I feel like that's Zoe. I feel like I'm Zoe. Like Zoe, I feel like absolutely if I was one of the K-pop demon hunter girls, I'd be Zoe. We lost Cindy.
Oh no.
I have no idea what happened there. We didn't kick her or anything. Like she was just Latin, she's just gone. Oh, she's back. She's back. Hold on. What happened there, girly?
My my website or my web browser crashed.
Okay, gotcha. But yeah, in my opinion, I'd be Zoe, but maybe that's just me thinking happily of myself, and maybe Cindy's right. I'm not sure.
I mean, I
need
do
Ben's
write
time to
music.
say Queer Eye. What's all this curated gay shit? Yeah, dude, I had no idea. Yeah, I was innocent back then. Let's see. This is why Star Wars is shite for the 400th time. Volume 10 billion. Just agree. Exactly. Agreed. Now, mind you, I love the content I put out, and I'm never gonna stop doing it because, like, talking about censorship and anime and things to that effect are it's something that I do love. But yeah, you gotta find a way to keep it fresh, and you also have to offer, in my opinion, more than that. So yeah. Let's see. Any other questions? None so far. Leon watching K channel dudes fighting already fighting a dragon woman on K-pop character they are. Okay, yep, fair enough. Check out Soul Assassin.
Okay, to be fair, someone else asked us.
Yeah, we were asked the question. Sammy, have you seen K-pop Demon Hunters?
I have not.
You need
Oh my
to.
goodness,
It's
Sammy.
fantastic. It is so
Yes.
good.
Me and my buddy shared a Netflix account, and he used to use my HBO Max account, and they both kind of like flagged us saying we're not in the same household. So yeah, I should probably.
Well, it's on Netflix, so.
Well, I used to use his Netflix, and he used to use my HBO Max.
Gotcha. Okay.
So yeah, there's a bunch of stuff. I actually, matter of fact, it's a good thing you said that because I need to get that figured out by Frankenstein on Friday. Because I'm sure I'm probably gonna end up doing a video on that.
Yeah, I still need to watch Frankenstein. I've heard it's so good. It's one of the movies I was looking forward to the most this year, but I haven't.
I told you what happened to me, right? I was so pissed off. I took a half day because it was showing at a theater near me, and like the theater was just like, I don't know why it's there. There was an error on Fandango. It was like, and any other theater that had it around me was like, it was too far away because they all started at like the same time. So I picked the one that was closest to my house, but that particular theater didn't have it, even though the website said it did. And anyone that I could have made it to, I wouldn't have made it to by the time the show started. So it was like, if I would have gone to any other one of those theaters, I would have been fine.
So Scotty G says, and this is obviously for the whole panel, all of us can answer, a favorite classic horror movie, whatever classic means to you. Well, thanks for the specification, because I was going to ask you what classic meant to you before we answer. So, Cindy, we'll start with you. Favorite classic horror movie?
Give me a second. I need to think about that.
All right. Sammy, do you know one?
I mean, I'm going to have to say probably The Shining, just because
that's a good one.
I just know so much about that film, and I just feel like I take something different away from it every single time that I watch it. But I sometimes I don't even really think of it as a horror movie. It's more of like a suspense film. But yeah, I'm definitely that's coming.
Jake called before you answered. He says Sammy seems like a shining dude.
Yep.
Good answer, Jake. Good call. Sorry, continue.
But I think that's coming to IMAX this year, and I will definitely be seeing the shit out of that. But if you were talking like classic, I would probably say Last Man on Earth with Vincent Price. I think it's a wonderful adaptation of I Am Legend.
Nice. Sydney, do you know one?
Okay, so the one that I really, really liked, and it still stuck with me today because the monster in it still creeps me out, was Return of the Living Dead from like 1985.
Oh,
nice.
I love that movie. I don't like zombie movies, but I think that movie's so fun it gets a pass.
Oh yeah, that tar zombie like really creeps me out still.
Oh yeah.
My favorite horror movie of all time is a classic horror movie. So this isn't just my favorite classic horror movie. This is just my favorite horror movie. It's
Can I guess?
Yeah, go for it.
It's Alien.
Evil Dead.
Nope.
No?
Oh, really? I was
Nope. Alien is one of my all-time favorite movies, but like if we're just specifying horror, my all-time favorite horror movie is Night of the Living Dead.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, the original George A. Romero Night of the Living Dead is my favorite horror movie of all time. And then if I had to go, like, if we're talking classic as in the original Universal Monsters, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. The original black and white 1933, I believe it was 33, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I love that movie. I love that movie so much. Another one up there is the original Godzilla. I'm a huge fan of the original Godzilla. I'm a huge Godzilla fan in general. So yeah, I go on a classic horror like 1930s through 60s horror is that's my like. I like the 70s stuff. I like the 80s stuff. Evil Dead is my like. If we're talking like franchises, Evil Dead and Indiana Jones are my two favorite movie franchises. But yeah, if we're just talking like individual films, the 30s to the 60s that is my personal era of horror.
Yeah, I am right there with you. Although I do like the
nice.
I do like the 1925 Phantom of the Opera with Lon Chaney because it's actually
that's great. Yep, I'm a huge fan of Phantom of the Opera. I love that.
It's one of the only ones that get the adaptation correct. Like it's there's so many people who try to just like add extra things, and it was just like, no, he's just a deformed man who lives under an opera. What's so hard? Why do you keep screwing this up?
Krovax asks our favorite monster design.
Ooh.
Godzilla.
Which version of Godzilla?
I really liked -1. He was a little chunky boy.
Yeah, favorite monster design.
Yeah, I'm thinking about this one as well.
Nemesis.
From Resident Evil, that's a good answer.
That is a good
favorite
answer.
monster design. Nemesis from Resident Evil. That's a really good answer. Mine changes on with mine changes with the weather, but if I had to pick one, it's also Godzilla, but it's actually Shin Godzilla from 2016.
I loved it too.
Yes! Oh my God!
Where he's got like the cracks and he's like glowing,
and when his mouth opens up more like a predator, more like a Yacha.
Yeah.
I think Shin Godzilla is probably my favorite monster design. If I was to go outside of movies and whatnot, my favorite game franchise of all time is Resident Evil, and Lisa Trevor in Resident Evil is up there.
Oh,
do y'all have any hope for the coming Return of the Living Dead film? The trailer was Tarman walking in snow. Very good. I liked the teaser. I don't know if I have hope for it or not personally because I need to see more, but it was a very good teaser. But jury's still out. I need more information. Did either of you guys see the trailer?
I did not, but I'm gonna be watching that the second that this stream is over, and then I'm also gonna have to finish that 91 days because I was watching that a lot lately. I've been enjoying the crap out of it. But yeah, then maybe I will throw on K-pop Demon Hunters.
Favorite horror score theme song. This one is unequivocally the original 1954 Godzilla. Like it's very simple, very effective.
Yeah.
Also, Jaws. It's 2 notes. Like as a musician, Sammy is a musician as well. Like the idea that you can instill such fear with 2 notes is brilliant. But yeah, the original 1954
it's all
Godzilla.
tension. It's all tension. Tubular Bells, The Exorcist. That's a great one.
Tubular Bells?
Oh, yeah.
Tubular Bells is the theme song from The Exorcist.
That you're right. That is a very good one. Yeah, I figured a lot of people say the Halloween theme. That's a classic. John Carpenter is a very underrated composer.
He is. Except for in They Live, because They Live, it's that same bass riff over and over and over again, and it made me want to like blow my brains out.
Anyone remember the movie House? I never saw the movie House.
Yes.
Wait. There's a couple movies called House. Do you mean the Wes Craven movie called House from that he did before Friday the 13th, or do you mean the 2005 movie or whatever year it was?
Or there's also a Japanese film called House where the house is literally eating the people. There's also I think it's a 1983 film called House where the house basically kidnaps this guy's kid, and it ended up going back to some dude haunting him from Vietnam. It was that's
the Wes Craven one. That's the one I'm talking about.
I don't think that's a Wes Craven film.
I'm almost positive it is.
I don't think it is, but I mean, it's definitely in the veil of that. I love that House. That is my favorite movie named House.
Let's see, 1985. Oh, director Steve Miner did. Okay, hold on.
Yes, and Zax is right. It has a sequel, and the sequel is also Banoonies, but it also has Norm from Cheers, and he's an excellent.
Oh, the reason I was coming from so Steve Miner worked for Wes Craven on the last House on the Left.
All right.
Okay, that's why I was getting my watch. So I was like, I could swear the movie House I do with Wes Craven. No, Last House on the Left, or it was Wes Craven. Steve Miner worked for him before doing his own movie House. Anyway, I read the book House back in like 2005 or so, which is also about a demonic evil presence in a home. Very good.
I don't know. I'm watching a little bit of the trailer. It just makes me think of Damien. Oh shit, is that the name of the movie? The one with the kid who's based,
or I mean, the Omen.
Yeah, the Omen.
Yeah,
there you
Omen.
go.
Yeah, but yeah, there's I think it still might be on HBO Max, and I can't remember, but it was like one of those like Japanese like experimental films, and it's about this house that's just eating these Japanese girls, and it's some wild visuals in that film. And
Rosemary's Baby
from the Criterion Collection.
Jake, Rosemary's Baby is a great film. I think it's probably Roman Polanski's best film. I love it. It holds up brilliantly to this day. I feel like it'd be too slow for most people nowadays, but man, it's a very, very good movie.
Yeah, it is awesome.
I love how that House franchise turned into a medical drama series. So progressive of them.
Yes.
What the
well done. All right,
To
we'll
be
leave
fair,
it up to
that's
the
House
chat.
MD.
We can either start wrapping soon, or we can do maybe another 20-ish minutes of AMA, and then I know Cindy, because you have to leave in like 10 to 20 minutes, won't you?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, and
yeah, we'll leave it up to the chat. We can go. We'll leave it up to you guys. We can go another 20 or so, or we can just start wrapping now. It's up to you, but we'll keep going as long as you guys keep having questions up until about 20 minutes from now. But yeah, beyond that, let's see. Soundtrack for Hereditary is also top notch for something
Oh yeah, that's a good one
contemporary.
too.
I've never seen Hereditary.
I liked Hereditary.
Chicken and Dumplings is good, absolutely. Mine's probably Predator or Silent Hill's Promise Reprise. I would have to listen to which one that is. Silent Hill's got great music,
Yeah,
but I don't know which one Promise Reprise is off the head. Christine's a great horror film. I like Christine.
I do like Christine.
Well, I don't know if it's great, but I like it, I should say.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a fun adaptation.
Most of them, Krobacks. Most of them. He says any horror movie. I'll let you guys answer. My bad. Go on. Any horror movie you regret watching? Catch you later, Dempsey.
Have a good one,
Yeah,
Dempsey.
I Spit on Your Grave too. It's just it's more just torture porn. It's not it was just gross, and sometimes I think about it when I'm eating, and then I'm not hungry anymore.
What's the one where?
Go for it.
Sorry. No, what's the one where the oh gosh, I can't remember it. The main character like works at a bank and she denies this lady a loan for like legitimate reasons. And then she gets
Drag Me to
cursed.
Hell.
Drag Me to Hell.
Yeah.
Drag Me to Hell is great. You regret watching that? Drag Me to Hell is awesome. That's
hated
Drag Me
it.
to Hell
baby.
is great.
I hated it. I was
Oh,
like,
I loved
oh my
it.
gosh.
Yeah, I love Drag Me to Hell. That's like
Especially just for the
Sam Raimi
ending.
at his best. Besides the obvious Evil Dead, Spider-Man, I fucking love Drag Me to Hell. I'm kind of full of questions. Ask anything, man. If you're full, or do you mean you're full as in you're finished with them, which is fine as well. As for me, most horror movies. While horror is one of my favorite genres, it's also one of the most oversaturated and lazily done genres. I think most horror movies suck, which is what makes the good ones very good, because lazy and or bad filmmakers can shit out a horror film for very cheap, and
Yeah.
it so yeah, I actually regret watching most horror movies because most of them just flat out aren't good.
And I love slashers, but I think they're like some of the lowest form of like horror making. Like it's a great place to test your mantle as a special effects guy, right? But like,
Right.
There's a format. It was like it's really hard to screw up. Get a
This is a
busload of
great
insufferable
question.
gigs. All right, let's do that.
What is the most damaging conspiracy adjacent organization? For example, the Vatican, the CIA. What is the
Ooh.
most? Now, when you say damaging, that can be taken a couple of ways. First of all, Cindy, do you have an answer to this at all?
I don't think so. Probably the FBI.
Okay.
Fucking post
Sammy, what
office,
about you?
man. We don't know what's going on.
The
over
post
there.
office.
No, it's yeah, it's either CIA or Mossad, right? Like
Mossad's a good answer. Yeah, Mossad's a good answer. The problem is so many of these organizations have their hands all, like, for example, you've got the CIA had Richard Doty put in like so Richard Doty was a disinformation specialist, and he was planted in the UFO community by the CIA to spread UFO misinformation as if it was true, to discredit conspiracy theorists. So like if we're talking UFO wise, I'd say probably the CIA. But if we're talking on like a metaphysical level, I mean, the Vatican's a great answer. I really don't know if I've got a better answer than the Vatican. And then we can, I mean, I am a believer in the New World Order, the Illuminati type stuff. So by that, I would say the World Economic Forum. I think in our current time, the one that isn't talked about enough or had shit slung at them enough that it sounds crazy to talk about is the World Economic Forum. I'd say they are probably, if you can consider them a conspiracy adjacent organization. Let's see.
No, it's fucking.
Say you're given a blank check to remake any horror film of your choice. Which one would you choose? If you prefer the original concept, what would it be? Yep, I've talked about mine original concept at length, but I'll let you guys answer.
Yeah, I would, even though one just came out last year, I was so insanely pissed off with how it went. I would have it done and done correctly. Is Salem's Lot, which is probably one of my favorite vampire stories, or probably my favorite vampire story, but definitely one of my favorite horror stories of all time. And the fact that they were able to butcher that the way that they did was just, well, it hurt.
Cindy, what about you?
I'm thinking. What about you? You answer first.
Well, mine's an original concept. The script I've been working on off and on. I've talked about it at length. Called "My Roommate's a Fun Guy," I mean, my neighbor's a fun guy, and it's about the dude gets a new neighbor. He starts hanging out with him. He moves into his apartment complex. They become good friends. They're awesome. They play video games together, shit like that. And one night he invites him up to his apartment to try magic mushrooms. And then, trip balls, shit like that. And the guy gets real standoffish and angry and leaves. And it's because it turns out the neighbor is actually a mushroom monster in disguise. And he spends the rest of the movie trying to murder our main character because our main character eating magic mushrooms is effectively like eating his children.
Oh, that's awful. Oh, goodness.
So, yeah, anything you'd want to remake, or if you had your own original concept?
I have no idea. I'd have to actually really think about that one. Maybe Amityville? Like, I don't know that I really enjoyed the one with what's his name? Deadpool. Who is it?
Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds, yeah. But yeah, I would like to see probably a accurate like another remake of like a what is it, Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I want to see how they would handle it today with different actors.
I love Killer Clowns.
God, I love Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Rick Costa, this is a great question. What's a conspiracy that's probably not true, but you wish it was? I have an immediate answer for this one, but I'll let you guys go first if you do as well.
Yetis, or not Yetis, the what is it?
Bigfoot.
Bigfoot. So people would shut up.
That's a good answer. People just stop fucking talking about Bigfoot if it were real. That's a good answer.
Yeah.
Sammy, do you have one?
One that I wish was real. Probably the oil one. I mean, that would be the most beneficial to mankind.
Well, this one specifies that that's probably not true. I actually think the oil one. I think
I like to think it is.
I think that one is true.
Yeah, I like to think that one is. But I'm saying if it definitely was 100% true, then like that would change the way that we deal with a lot of different countries and how we where we drill, how we drill, and I think the world would benefit. I don't know that a woman can be, fun, not fat, not crazy, and childless at the same time while you're dating in your late.
That's one that you didn't have on there. Nose ring theory wasn't in your playlist.
Oh my God!
You need to add the nose ring theory episode to your playlist.
I'm gonna go back and add them all. No, I was just my buddy. I say that in jest, ladies, but my buddy was telling me today he found himself recently single, and he's like, dude, they're either fat or they have like 7 kids or they're out of their fucking mind. And I was like, well, I'm sure there's one out there that isn't. He's like, it's not, dude. And I was like, no, I'm sure. Like, maybe don't go on what is it? I don't even know what the dating things are called anymore. No, yeah, maybe don't go on like Tinder. Maybe go to Farmers Only. Find a base chick who grows their own corn.
Well, my answer to this one, so again, the question being, what's a conspiracy theory that's probably not true, but you wish it was? The planet Serpo theory. So if you guys don't know what the planet Serpo theory is, we had aliens that came to Earth from the Zeta Reticuli system, and the United States government sent a mission of, I think it's like 11 people to planet Serpo, clandestine. They had to have their identities totally wiped and whatnot. It was a 13-year journey. And basically we as a species went to planet Serpo, lived amongst them. Turns out they were not the benevolent species we thought they were. However, we still have a tenuous sort of treaty with them. 2 of the astronauts did not make it back. One of them died and the other chose to actually stay on Serpo. The other, I believe, again, I think it's 9, came back to Earth, were heavily compensated, had their identification completely changed and altered, and continued to live out their days until one of the members posted about it anonymously on the internet and leaving everybody to wonder whether or not the planet Serpo expedition story is true. Look, I don't believe in plant turbo stuff, but god damn, would it be amazing if it was.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
If Doty said the sun was shining at high noon, I get to see. Dude, facts, Bobby. Facts. The term conspiracy theorist was coined by the government to discredit people that were digging up their dirty deeds. That's correct. In fact, the term specifically about the JFK assassination. The term conspiracy theorist was meant as was coined as a pejorative for people looking into the JFK assassination.
Can't imagine why.
Well, so the reason that I thought about CERN, Scotty, but I think that CERN is under the boot of the World Economic Forum, which is why I think World Economic Forum is at the top, which is why I chose them. But yes, I do agree with that sentiment.
Oh my God, when Trump had that speech where they turned off his monitor at the United Nations, and he did like, whoever turned off my teleprompter is in big trouble, and he called them all like a room full of globalists. I was so happy.
Yeah, that was base as fuck. I agree. Scotty G, Leon, you talk highly about AJ. Did you ever listen to Art Bell when he did Coast to Coast? Rest of the panel. Do you guys feel free to answer first, and then I'll answer.
I can't remember, to be honest.
Cindy,
no.
What about you?
I have no idea what this is.
All right,
who's Art Bell?
So Art Bell is basically the OG radio host that would do like what we're doing now. Just
yes.
He did Coast to Coast AM, which was a radio show, where people would call in, give their supernatural or government conspiracy theories or whatnot, and he would interview them and he would play it all completely straight. Fascinating guy, Art Bell, fascinating guy. Did I ever listen to when he did Coast to Coast? No, that was a bit before my time when like realizing stuff like that was on the radio. I did later go on to listen to like re-uploads and stuff on YouTube and whatnot. So yes, I'm a fan of Art Bell. I listen to Coast. I just didn't listen to Coast in the heyday. It was all re-uploads and things to that effect.
Yeah, anything I ever heard was clips. Like I said, I just had a total brain fart on that, and it was like Art Bell.
Krovax, has there ever been a conspiracy theory you covered that made you think this one may get us in trouble? A couple, actually. Sammy, what ones do you think? Because there's a couple that come immediately in mind.
Well, obviously Q. There was no, I didn't think the weather one was gonna get us into too much trouble, but there was one in specific where I was a little I was worried about getting canceled after the Cube one.
The Cube?
The Yakub.
Yeah, QAnon. You and I have the exact opposite opinions. I didn't believe QAnon at first. I didn't know much about it. And again, I'm still on the fence about it. But because I thought it was going to be all complete bullshit nonsense, I wasn't worried about it the slightest. HARP controlling the weather, I actually did worry would get us in trouble and might affect my channel and whatnot. 100%.
Oh, really? Because
yeah, I was very nervous about the HARP episode once I started digging into it.
The CERN one, I was worried a little bit. And then but yeah, no, HARP, I didn't. The reason I didn't is because there's actual like military projects that are, you can just Wikipedia that shows that they've been trying experiments like this. So you know what I mean? It's not like it was like, oh, this is baseless or whatever. It was like, okay, maybe if we went too far, but it was like, no, you guys yourselves have confirmed that you do this. Q is something that they've been trying to bury forever.
Rick Costa says, did you hear the Mandela effect that says Ricky and I Lucy never said, Lucy, you got some splaining to do? Lies. I heard him say it. I have heard that one, but I don't know whether it's true or not because like I've seen a bunch of I Love Lucy. But I also know that that's like, it's very much like the Luke, I'm your father. He never did say Luke, I'm your father. Mm-hmm. So it might be true. It might be like he would say Lucy, or later in one episode he might say you got splaining to do, and people combine them. Maybe he never said like that exact line of words. So I don't actually know. What about either of you guys?
I think he says it.
Excuse me.
But I also had a guy the other day say that at the end of Batman 66, they never say same bat time, same bat channel. And this guy's like, never happened. And I was like, dude, I have a montage of that at the end of my Batman show. They very much say it. They don't say it as often as you think that they say it. It's just they don't say it every single episode, but yes, they do say it. You know, so it's like one of those things. The guy probably watched like 3 episodes of I Love Lucy in a row, and he's like, "Oh, I guess she doesn't have some explaining to do." And
by the way, Paul says Tomb of Gilgamesh 1, he was worried about us getting taken down because it has ties to Iraq and Hillary Clinton. You're right. I didn't know about that going in, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Thoughts on the Salem witch trials, and do you think black magic exists? Cindy, we'll start with you since I know you've got to bounce after this question, and then me and Sammy will go a little bit longer.
I think it's completely possible. Stranger things have happened for sure. So,
and then before you answer, do you have any clarifications? Or do you want to go ahead and do your outro? Cindy.
Oh, I thought you said Sammy.
No, I said Sammy before you answer.
No, that was my answer. I think it's completely possible. Like, I believe in it. So would I do it? No, but I do believe it's possible. Or at least a person's feelings can be so strong that it can actually like affect someone's life. So yeah, no, that is it from me. Thank you for having me today.
Go ahead and do your outro, and then me and Sammy will do a few more, and then we'll wrap as well.
Alrighty. Well, guys, I am Cinevere. You guys can find me on all platforms as Cinevere. Y'all know me. And I had a great time today. I look forward to seeing some of you cuties tonight for Midnight Sin. And yeah, that's it for me. I'll see all you cuties later.
Excellent. Catch you later, Cindy. Thank you so much. I'll see you on the flip flop, girly.
Yeah, thank you. And you guys have fun. Bye.
Goodbye. Sammy, what about you? Do you believe in do you believe your thoughts on the Salem witch trials and whether you think black magic exists?
I think it's a perfect storm, right? Like because there's that theory what was it, that mold was in the bread and they were kind of getting like hallucinogenic aspects where it was like you get a similar thing as an acid trip, like if you eat enough of this bread, and it was the type of bread that town preferred. And it was the type of grain that would have been grown back then. So when it gets this germ, like the mold emits like this chemical that has a very similar effect on your brain. I can't remember what it's called at the moment, but also you throw in a little bit of religious zealotry and little girls that are like willing to lie to get attention. And you know what, why not? There was Tituba, the slave who was doing pagan rituals. It's not psilocybin, it's I'll look it up in a second, but I think it was a perfect storm. Yeah, there might have actually been like a witch there doing. Yes, rye. It's something to do with rye bread. It's like something germ. Ergot fungus. Yes. EB always doing that. Always on there. So when that gets in your system,
EB's a legend up in this bitch. He comes in clutch when we have
all the time saving my ass. Yeah, ergot. Thank you. So you get a mixture of that, little bit of religious zealotry, girls willing to lie. I think it was just like a perfect storm of everything. And then, like I said, there was a slave doing like pagan rituals in the woods, probably scared the shit out of those people. It was like, or yeah, maybe there was one witch, but I also think it was like a snowball thing. Because keep in mind, when we did Hammer of the Witches, like they would go into these towns, man, and just like clear them out. There was that one town we covered in Germany where by the time they left, there was no women left in that town. And it was like, really, every single one of them was a witch. It's one of those things where it was like, yeah, something supernatural could have happened, but in Salem, I just think it was a bunch of paranoia. And keep in mind, people didn't have problems pointing the finger in another direction once the finger was pointed their way. So it was just a bunch of people just trying not to get killed. And if you remember how Giles Corey went down, they put stones on that man because he just refused to play along. His last words were more weight, because then they're going like, no, dude, just confess. He's like, no, I'm not going to confess. Go fuck yourself. Like, it was like, dude is so based, because he saw the nonsense that was going around. Everyone was either too dumb, too paranoid, or maybe too stoned to say something.
And to follow up on this, my thoughts whether black magic exists, yes and no. I believe that magic at one point, black or white, powerful, positive, whatnot, did exist. I think that magic probably does exist in some concept today. Now, I think that magic doesn't have to follow the laws of physics. I think the laws of physics are the laws that bind our universe together. That being said, I also think that what people don't realize, the human brain, just thoughts, are a force. They are, in fact, a physical force that can be measured. They're a very weak force, but they're a force nonetheless. And so the reason I bring this up is because I think that magic derived its power from how much people believed in it. And so as humans have grown technologically and humans have advanced, we see the shrinking of our pineal glands. I think that our propensity for magic, good or evil, has diminished as technology has grown. And so because of that, while magic might still exist in some limited capacity in like communities that are very cognizant of it, that think about it, that put power into it, that use the physical manifestation of human thought to exert real life physical force into these sorts of magnetic fields and whatnot. Is it possible? Yes, but do I think that as a whole magic exists? Not really anymore, because with the shrinking of our pineal glands and the advent of technology, we've lost the collective power that puts it out there and makes it possible.
Yeah, it's like back in the day, like before people started writing things down, we now know that people like had the capacity to retain much more information because like you had to, like, you know what I mean? It's all of the advice that you would get would be excuse me, handed down, right? So you would have to remember all of that. It wasn't until we started actually keeping like scripts and everything that the human brain started to accommodate, and we would start using it for different ways. So yeah, we probably was a point in time where we were good at using magic. As technology and everything progressed, we started using it less and less, and you don't see things like that, and especially with the widespread information that we have now. I mean, I think it's not as useful as we all think it would be. I mean, it would be cool if we could use it, but it was like, it really doesn't have a place in this modern world. So yeah, I'm with you on that.
Scotty G says, what do you guys think about adrenochrome? BS or ancient elite secret? It's funny you mentioned that. At some point, and we might need to badger and pester her about it, Vex Electronica was supposed to be a guest on the episode, specifically about adrenochrome, and she claims she's bringing receipts. I don't know much about adrenochrome, and I was waiting to do more deep dive research on it for the episode with Vex as a guest, and it just never happened. So yeah, we might need to reach out to her and see if we can get that rescheduled, because yeah, I would love to do an adrenochrome episode. I would love to learn more about it, but unfortunately, I don't have a strong opinion on it because I haven't done enough research. Do I want it to be real? Jury's out on that, because if it's real, it means the government's, abducting kids and then raping them and stealing them and all that shit. That way they can live like fat cats forever. But is it also would be an incredible scientific discovery and the idea of like humanity, like from a purely objective scientific standpoint? Yeah, that would be awesome. So the point is, I don't know enough. When we get Vex on, she claims that she has proof and that she's bringing receipts. So we'll go from there.
I don't know. A lot of celebrities looking pretty haggard after Trump got back.
That is true. And it could just be because he stresses them out. All right, let's see. I think we'll do two more good ones, then we'll wrap the show. So if y'all got two more good questions for us, and then we'll start wrapping.
And you know what? We'll answer this correctly. If you've answered it and like the question we pick is behind your answer, it wasn't a good one.
That's Dr. Sleep is totally bad. Adrenochrome, maybe. My hot take is, I mean, I don't like The Shining. I don't like the book or the movie. I know this. I wasn't gonna say shit because Sammy was talking how highly of it, but I love Dr. Sleep. I think Dr. Sleep, both as a book and a movie, far outclasses The Shining. I love Dr. Sleep, and I can see people making like allegorical connections between Dr. Sleep and Adrenochrome. There might be something there, but even if there's not, I love that book and I love that movie.
I mean, there's always been kind of things like that, like stories with, I mean, because they're kind of like psychological vampires, the true knot. And yeah, I enjoyed the book and the movie quite a bit of Dr. Sleep. I was actually shocked when they said Stephen King was like, yeah, well, 30 years later, I'm gonna write a thing to The Shining. I was like, that sounds like it's going to be fucking terrible. But
yeah, I thought it was going to be bad too. It was not.
Nope.
Bridget had a good question earlier about what's the bottom of the ocean. Bridget, I must have missed it. I'm sorry. If you could rephrase your question or retype it or whatnot, definitely throw it in there if you're still listening. Because there'd be a lot of chats to sit back through. Sounds like I got some motherfucking something to clip together for the show tomorrow then. Leon's lunch hour will definitely be going over that shit if that's the case. Thank you for letting me know, Creamage.
That's a lot of dumb.
That is a lot of dumb, but I'm going to have a lot of fun with that lot of dumb tomorrow.
I will definitely be tuning into that one tomorrow.
No relation to Kingdom Hospital that I know of. What's the bottom of the ocean? More Earth? Is there something cosmic in the ocean we haven't found? Oh, great question. Sammy, do you want to take this first or do you want me to?
Yeah, go for it.
I think that most UFOs come from the ocean. Not from, so like yes, I 100% there's cosmic entities in the ocean. Now, whether they were originally extraterrestrial, whether they be advanced humans that have survived and lived underwater, whether they be Atlanteans, whether they be lizard people, I don't know. But yes, I 100% we know more about space than we know about the ocean. And I think there's a reason for that. Just like I think there's a reason we haven't gone back to the moon, assuming we went there at all. There's a reason we haven't gone back. So yeah, there's definitely shit in the ocean. I think most UFOs come from the ocean. But what that is, I don't know.
Yeah, I think I pretty much agree. I don't know if I agree that every UFO comes from the ocean, but there's so many explorations that have been thwarted in like different ways where it makes you feel like somebody's sabotaging it. I mean, even as simple as now, granted, the water pressure's a hell of a lot of things, but even just sending drones down there, it doesn't have to be a manned ship. It's strange to me that we can get to the outer reaches of space, but we can't get to the bottom of the fucking ocean. It's fucking wild, actually.
Obi Dean will do this one. Then there was one more. That'll be the last one. So Obi Dean will answer this one, and then Johnny will answer this one, and then we'll wrap. Obi Dean says, what is something that sounds crazy, but you wholeheartedly believe, Sammy or Leon? I have an answer immediately. Do you have one?
No, what's your answer?
I believe that there's fish on the frozen moon of Europa, the Saturn's moon of Europa. So Saturn's moon of Europa is a frozen ocean. It's about 4 layers of ice, but beneath that ice is an actual H2O water-based swirling moving ocean. So I believe, and there's nothing to back this up beyond me and my fucking college astronomy professor having a conversation about it once, and he believed it too, and he was a very, very smart man, smartest teacher I ever had. But yeah, that there is, if life could form on Earth, and was aquatic based at first, bacteria formed that evolved over millions of years. Then we eventually got, fish that eventually led to land based animals. So like, if that could happen here on Earth, why couldn't the same thing happen in the fluctuating oceans of the moon of Europa? So yeah, I believe that there is fish and aquatic life in our own solar system. Aliens in our own solar system, by definition, they would be aliens, is as close as the moon of Saturn. So I don't know if that sounds crazy to anybody else, but like that's something that
I'm actually like totally behind it. I've often surmised things like that where it was like, we have found like bacteria on Mars, right? In ice. I was like, well, I mean, things evolve. If the conditions are correct, it will happen.
Right. Yep. Absolutely. Do you have anything that sounds crazy but you wholeheartedly believe?
Nah, compared to what you just said, no way.
And then Johnny says, what do you think about the theory that our technological advancement over the last couple hundred years is because of alien intervention? Thoughts on this as well, do you?
Yeah, well, we had thoughts on this on ancient astronaut theory is, it was like whoever got the ball rolling, they just come in every now and then to check on us. And also, like, what you said about like the military in Area 51, where, they're usually like, 50 years ahead than what we got.
10 to 30, but yeah.
10 to 30. Makes sense if you found something and that aids the process of moving faster. It was like you notice like all these giant machines got a hell of a lot smaller. Like when you look at what computers looked like in the 50s to now, you walk around with one in your pocket and you call people on it every single day.
Exactly. That's where I was going to go. Is I don't think it's alien intervention per se. I don't think aliens are like nudging us in the direction of like, hey, get this technology and then this technology. But I just, if they were doing that, I doubt they'd give us the tech to make things like nukes and whatnot. Like that seems to be. But I do think that if Roswell happened, it's pretty incredible how after Roswell, technology spiked tenfold over the course of about 20 years or so. So I do think that if Roswell happened, if we really did recover crashed craft, reverse engineering that craft 100% expedited our technology.
It's truly the only thing that like I saw that stuck with me from Independence Day, where I was like, yeah, that's what happened. It was like they found an alien craft and like society has benefited from it ever since.
Right. And I don't know where I saw on Roswell happening or whatnot. I'm pretty on the fence about it. But if it is real, then I definitely believe the reverse engineering is what got us where we're at now. But yeah, that being said, transistors to microchips. Exactly, Jake Martin. All right, that being said, guys, it's time to wrap the show. Sammy, my man with the plan, my co-host, my partner in crime. Tell the people who you are, what you do, the whole nine.
I'm Sammy 3Pete. Man, happy anniversary, bro. This was
happy
great.
Anniversary,
this was
brother.
This was fun.
You guys don't go anywhere. We are going to be doing a raid after this. I'm not sure who yet, but don't go anywhere. We are going to raid someone.
Sorry,
go on,
I had some family stuff going on, so like my schedule's kind of up in the air this week. But other than that, I'll have as long as everything goes to plan, I'll have my regular schedule. So Batman Saturday morning and the news Sunday evening. And then next week I will not have the news because my band has a show. So
nice. Real quick, we've got CMH 90 member for 3 months. Great stream, Leon. Words, logo, Sammy and Cinevere. You love to see it. Shout out, dude. Thank you so much for 3 months memberships. You absolute fucking legend. And then EB as well, member for 8 months. Happy anniversary to Tinfoil Haters. Shout out, my friend. Thank you so much for being here and for again, all of you guys giving so much to the community, like both in terms of information, support, financially. Like we couldn't do this without you. This is absolutely, like I said, this started as just I don't want to say a throwaway show, but like one of the like more of an escapist show. It's like, all right, this is just gonna be something to do as a little side hobby, just to keep myself fucking sane from all the pop culture talk I do and the political talk. But it really has blossomed into one of my favorite shows to do throughout the week. So yeah, absolutely shout out. Thank you very much. That being said, guys, we're going to raid into Cult Classic Cage. So stick around. Once the credits roll, it'll jump right into her show. I want y'all to type in Vital Idol Raid. As for me, videos and streams every day. Not sure if there'll be a video tomorrow. I've got one more stream tonight. I'm going to be on Gucci's show around midnight, so it depends on whether I record something. We're definitely doing the lunch hour tomorrow. I released a video today about Steam banning, pre-banning a game simply for having a woman with a bathing suit on it, saying it violated the sexual content policy, even though it's not a sexual game in the slightest. It's a horror game. It just happened to have a girl in a bathing suit, and that, of course, doesn't go against Steam guidelines. They are definitely there's something hokey going on there. And unfortunately, unlike most of my recent videos, which have been doing very well, thank all of you who have been watching it, this one bombed. So if y'all haven't seen that, definitely check it out. It would mean the world to me. So again, stream tomorrow. We're gonna be raiding Cult Classic Cage. For those of you that donated, truly appreciate the donations. Again, I do this full time, and I can only continue to do it full time because of your guys' generosity. It means the world to me, and I thank you for it every single day. We'll be back next week with a regular Tinfoil Haters episode. Again, hopefully Roko's Basilisk. We'll see. And for those of you that still love the horror stuff, on most Saturday nights, I do analog horror first-time watches and reviews live after Saturday Night Hypnosis. Those might become less frequent because Saturday Night Hypnosis, we might start doing Saturday night post-show gaming streams together as a group. So when it's games that I enjoy or whatnot, I'll be canceling the analog horror streams to hang out with Hypno, Sheep City, and Kata, the boys, as we game. But any nights where I'm not gaming with them, we'll, of course, be doing the analog horror stuff. We're going through Midwest Angelica right now. So, yep, all that being said, we are outie like 4 circles. Again, tell Cult Classic Cage Vital Idol Raid. Until next time, it's all here in the Nerdosphere, and this has been Words of Paradise.